Chapter 1287. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air, their eyes filled with shock. The entire inner hall fell into dead silence, and the air was filled with a strange smell. Master Bei Xian was knocked out by Qin Feng and hung on the wall, unable to fall. This reality was unacceptable to everyone. That was Master Bei Xian of Profound North Sect, a Stage 3 true Qi revered martial artist. How could he be so weak? Brat, how dare you hurt Master Bei Xian? I think you must be tired of living. Everyone be careful. This guy's skills are a bit strange. Don't fall for his tricks. No matter how strong he is, I don't believe we can't kill him if we work together. Qin Feng had completely infuriated everyone. The elders behind Yun Zhaoshan all had cold expressions, and they all looked like they were about to attack. More than 10 true Qi revered martial artists stood together. It was such a huge scene that Sun Fei's heart almost jumped out of his throat. Everyone, don't worry. This young man might be our friend. But at this moment Yun Zhaoshan suddenly stood out. The elders behind him had no choice but to release their aura, but they still stared coldly at Qin Feng. Yun Zhao took a few steps up the mountain and walked to Qin Feng's side. He raised his face with a kind smile and said, "Young hero, we don't have any ill intentions. We just see that you're young and your martial arts are superb, so we want to make friends with you. So please tell us your sect, young hero. Maybe I have some relations with your sect leader." Qin Feng was the sect leader of the Hero Alliance, the leader of the martial arts world. He didn't want to be friends with an old man like Yun Zhaoshan. "I don't belong to any sect. I'm just a lone cultivator," Qin Feng said indifferently. Yun Zhaoshan's expression changed slightly, dissatisfied with Qin Feng's attitude. The group of elders jumped up again. "Elder Yun, this brat is too arrogant. He doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. It's better if we work together to take him down. Our alliance this time needs the power of a large sect. Since this brat doesn't belong to any sect, he won't be able to cause much trouble by himself. It's fine if we don't need him." Qin Feng heard that these people seemed to be gathering here for some secret operation, so he pretended to say, "Although I don't belong to any sect, I have great skills. So what if you are all hidden sects? If I want to annihilate them, I'll annihilate them. If I can't defeat them, I'll run. I'm free and unfettered." These words made those old men angry again, but Yun Zhaoshan had already recovered his composure. He said with a smile, "What young hero said is reasonable. I, Yun Zhaoshan, like to befriend heroic people like you. I wonder if you would like to join our big family?" Qin Feng suddenly felt like he had fallen into a pyramid scheme, but he calmly said, "Why would I join you guys?" Yun Zhaoshan paused for a moment and glanced at the elders behind him. Then he looked at Qin Feng and said, "What do you think of the current situation in the pugilistic world, young hero? How do the outer hidden sects, the inner hidden sects, and Alliance Master Qin view this?" Yun Zhaoshan asked a whole bunch of questions, almost confusing Qin Feng. However, he suddenly became serious. This Yun Zhaoshan had specifically mentioned Alliance Master Qin. It seemed like their plan was related to him. "I've already said that I'm a rogue cultivator. I can't be bothered with the matters of the sections. If you have something to say, just say it. If there's nothing else, I'll be leaving." Qin Feng pretended to be impatient. Yun Zhaoshan grew anxious. He had taken a fancy to Qin Feng's valiant skills. Suddenly he gritted his teeth and said, "Young hero, these people are actually disciples and elders of the hidden sections. We've gathered here to discuss something important. Some time ago, Qin Feng was elected as the Alliance Master of the pugilistic world. Since then he has turned the pugilistic world into a foul atmosphere. The disciples of the outer hidden sects dare to ride roughshod over the inner hidden sects' heads. The positions and powers of the inner hidden sects have all been suppressed. If this continues, the inner hidden sects will surely perish. I see that you are a heroic person, young hero. I'm sure you don't wish for the pugilistic world, which has been passed down for thousands of years, to be destroyed by Qin Feng's hands. Why don't you join us? We'll fight Qin Feng and the outer hidden sects together." Yun Zhaoshan spoke passionately as if he was trying to brainwash Qin Feng. Qin Feng was shocked. After all this time, this group of old farts had been secretly plotting a rebellion. Qin Feng had changed into Jing Shuai's appearance when he came to the Devil City. He wondered what kind of expressions these old farts would have if he changed back to Qin Feng's identity. "Oh, you want to defeat Qin Feng and the outer hidden sects?" asked Qin Feng. When Yun Zhaoshan saw that Qin Feng's expression did not change much, his heart relaxed slightly. He was afraid that Qin Feng was related to Alliance Master Qin or the outer hidden sects. If that was the case, Yun Zhaoshan would definitely kill Qin Feng on the spot to prevent future troubles. What do you think, young hero? Yun Zhaoshan asked with a chuckle. Qin Feng pretended to think for a moment. I'm not interested in this matter. However, I have to remind you that although the outer hidden sects are weak, Qin Feng is not. He had previously become the alliance master of the pugilistic world and single-handedly swept through the inner hidden sects. Then he stepped into the demon race's sacred land and started a massacre. Can you defeat him? When Yun Zhaoshan heard of Qin Feng's deeds, a trace of fear flickered in the depths of his old eyes. However, he quickly calmed down. Humph. That brat Qin Feng is indeed very powerful. Even if all of us joined forces, we might not be able to defeat him. However, we still have an expert behind us. We are only responsible for suppressing the outer hidden sects. As for that brat Qin Feng, someone will deal with him. There's an important figure? Who? Qin Feng hurriedly asked. Yun Zhaoshan's expression suddenly became vigilant. He seemed to have thought of the important figure behind him, and his old eyes filled with reverence. Young hero, I can't tell you too much right now. After all, you haven't joined us yet. I see that you're young and promising. Why don't you join us and do something big? Once the outer hidden sects and Qin Feng are taken down, the pugilistic world will be ours. Yun Zhaoshan began to tempt Qin Feng again. Qin Feng's heart grew more and more doubtful. What kind of backer did these people find for them to dare to have such thoughts of rebellion? Alright, since I've been free lately, I'll join you. However, you'll have to give me some benefits, right? Qin Feng pretended to be deep in thought and said. Yun Zhaoshan was pleasantly surprised. Now that he had roped in another powerful revered one, his plan this time was even more assured. Young hero, you won't be lacking in benefits. How should I address you? Call me Jing Shui. Qin Feng said. The atmosphere suddenly became quiet. Everyone stared at Qin Feng with strange expressions. Many people couldn't help but laugh. You have the cheek to call yourself handsome with your looks? This wasn't Qin Feng's first day using the identity of Jing Shui. He was already used to this kind of situation. He felt that these people had too low taste and didn't understand his inner qualities and height. Yun Zhaoshan asked a few more questions about Qin Feng and gradually began to believe him. On the other hand, the elders were still dissatisfied with what happened just now and looked at him coldly. Elder Yun, now that I've joined you, I've said everything that needs to be said. Can you tell me who are backers now? Qin Feng wasted half a day with these old men in order to find out who was behind the scenes. However, Yun Zhaoshan was very vigilant and cunning. He pretended not to hear Qin Feng's question and patted his shoulder with a smile. Young hero Jing Shui, welcome to our big alliance. Go. I'll bring you to see some good things. If there's anything you like, you can pick one or two as a greeting gift. Qin Feng followed Yun Zhaoshan and the group of elders into the inner hall. The sect disciples returned to their respective rooms and continued to chat. Xuanfei was forgotten by everyone like air. He stood stupidly at the entrance of the inner hall, not knowing what to do. They walked all the way to the innermost room. As soon as they entered, Qin Feng's expression changed. This room was spacious and huge. It was filled with iron cages. There were different kinds of wild beasts locked in the cages. They were all roaring at Qin Feng and the others. What is this place? Qin Feng asked with a cold expression. The hands and feet of the wild beasts locked in the cages were roasted with iron chains. They clearly didn't like being trapped. They were ramming against the iron cages and biting the chains on their hands and feet. Some of the wild beasts rammed against the cages until their heads bled. The group of elders acted as if they didn't see this. Yun Zhaoshan even said to Su Yan with a smile, Young hero Jing Shui, don't be afraid. These wild beasts are trapped. This place is absolutely safe. They won't be able to break free and escape. Qin Feng also had a few battle pets. He was quite friendly to the beasts. If these beasts didn't take the initiative to attack him, Qin Feng wouldn't harm the beasts. Looking at the hundreds of iron cages of various sizes in the room, which contained all kinds of fierce beasts, Qin Feng's heart was a little angry. You bunch of beasts, release these animals. A cold but pleasant voice suddenly came from the corner of the room. Qin Feng looked over and was immediately shocked. There was a small iron cage there. It wasn't a wild beast but a delicate and charming woman. It was the missing Qiao Shishir. You little girl, if you dare to shout again, I'll slap you to death. The elder of the longevity sect's face turned cold. He glared at Qiao Shishir fiercely. Qiao Shishir seemed to be frightened. She hugged her knees and squatted in the cage. Her thin shoulders loosened slightly as if she was crying helplessly. Elder Yun, it's too dangerous for that woman to be locked up here. She can control the minds of these wild beasts. If she escapes with the wild beasts while we're not here, we'll be in big trouble. Yun Jian walked out and said, why don't I lock her up in my room and keep an eye on her tonight? We can hand her over to the spirit beast sect tomorrow morning. Yun Zhaoshan was silent for a moment before he finally nodded and said, all right. Keep an eye on her tonight. She's the person that the spirit beast sect is looking for. Nothing can go wrong. An evil smile flashed across Yun Jian's eyes. He planned to bring Qiao Shishir back tonight to play with her. How could he let such a beautiful girl escape? Don't worry, Elder Yun. Yun Jian couldn't wait to open the iron cage and take Qiao Shishir away. Qiao Shishir screamed in fear. She kicked and punched in the air as if she had gone mad. She didn't want to leave with Yun Jian no matter what. Stop. A cold and angry roar suddenly exploded in the room. Yun Jian was startled. He yelled at Qin Feng, Brat, are you out of your mind? This woman has nothing to do with you. Mind your own business. For the fastest and error-free reading, please bookmark this site and read the latest. Chapter 1288. Although Qin Feng had already joined everyone, the elders and Yun Jian were still very unhappy with him. Qin Feng ignored Yun Jian's cold expression and said indifferently, I'll only say this once. Stay away from that woman or you'll have to bear the consequences. Yun Jian couldn't stand Qin Feng's arrogance. He reached out to grab Qiao Shishir's chest and glared at Qin Feng provocatively. I want to bang her. You can't. He had only shouted out half of his vicious words when they came to an abrupt stop. Yun Jian felt the weight on his hand disappear. He looked down instinctively and was so shocked that his eyes almost popped out of their sockets. His right hand that was about to grab Qiao Shishir had disappeared. It was severed from his wrist. The wound looked like it was scorched by fire and it was black and smelly. Ouch. A heart-wrenching pain came and the whole room was filled with Yun Jian's heart-wrenching screams. The elders of the inner hidden sects were dumbfounded. They finally witnessed Qin Feng's power. He cut off the palm of a stage 1 true Qi expert in the blink of an eye. Moreover, he didn't attract anyone's attention. This move was too terrifying. Young hero Jing Shuai, what are you doing? Yun Jian was the genius eldest disciple of Immortal Cloud sect. Yun Zhaoshan's expression immediately darkened. Qin Feng didn't care at all. He strode toward Qiao Shishir in the cage. Don't come over. Get lost. Qiao Shishir didn't know who Jing Shuai was. Moreover, unlike Lin Bei Bei and the other girls who liked to chase after celebrities, she had only seen Jing Shuai on TV a few times. When she saw Jing Shuai striding towards her, she trembled in fear. Qin Feng felt a stab of pain in his heart. He was so furious that he wanted to kill everyone in the room, but he still forced himself to calm down. There was still a mastermind behind Yun Zhaoshan and the others. Qin Feng had to find them. Sure, it's Qin Feng. Qin Feng used the Hero Alliance's communication function to communicate with Qiao Shishir. Qiao Shishir, who was struggling fiercely, suddenly froze. She stared at Qin Feng with a pair of helpless beautiful eyes. Is it really you? Qiao Shishir also used telepathy to communicate. It's really me. I heard from Bei Bei that you came to Devil City a few days ago. I was worried about you, so I came to look for you. As for my current appearance, it's just a disguise. Qiao Shishir didn't suspect anything after Qin Feng explained. She suddenly pounced on Qin Feng. Sob. Take me away. Qiao Shishir cried like a rainman. Her frail body trembled in Qin Feng's arms. Qin Feng felt a stabbing pain in his heart. He caressed her back and comforted her. Okay, I'll take you away. Don't be afraid, with me here no one can bully you. After comforting him, Qin Feng suddenly turned to look at Yun Zhaoshan and said resolutely, I've taken a fancy to this woman. Let her sleep with me tonight. Yun Zhaoshan and the group of elders were stunned. Yun Jian was still screaming miserably, glaring fiercely at Qin Feng. Young hero Jing Shuai, I didn't know you like this. There are many young models outside. You can choose any one of them. I can even get 10 beauties for you. But this woman is special. She's the person the mastermind is looking for, so I can't give her to you. Qin Fen was about to kill them when he felt Qiao Shishir's hand pressing down on his palm. Qin Fen, don't be rash. I want to find the people behind them. I want to save these beasts. I want to avenge them. Qiao Shishir said through her mind. Qiao Shishir became agitated as she spoke. Her last sentence was a roar. Qin Feng had known this girl for almost a year. She had always been a loner and had a gentle personality. It was rare for her to be so agitated. Qin Feng put his hand down. He decided to delay Yun Zhaoshan and the others for now. It wouldn't be too late to kill them all after he lured their backer out. I don't care what this woman is for. I like her good looks. If Elder Yun is willing to let me play with her for a night, I promise I'll give it my all when we attack the outer hidden sects. Qin Feng started to whet Yun Zhaoshan's appetite. As expected, Yun Zhaoshan's eyes lit up. After a moment of silence he said, "All right. I can let you have this woman for a night, but you have to promise not to let her escape." Qin Feng placed his hand on Qiao Shishir's chest and said with a flirtatious smile, "Do you think I'll let such an exquisite beauty run away?" To cooperate with Qin Feng, Qiao Shishir started to struggle again. She even cursed, "So you're with them? Let go of me, don't touch me." The elders were enraged when they saw this. Many of them shook their heads and left. Yun Zhaoshan walked to Qin Feng and said, "Young hero Jing Shuai, I'll take you to your room. Have fun tonight." Elder Yun Jian was infuriated. His broken arm had stopped bleeding. He hugged his arm and looked at Yun Zhaoshan. Yun Zhaoshan looked helpless. Compared to Qin Feng and Yun Jian, he thought more highly of Qin Feng. This kind of powerful expert was rare in the outer martial arts world. If he really helped everyone suppress the outer hidden sects, he would definitely be able to suppress a group of martial arts experts. "Your arm is injured. Go back and recuperate. This is a detachment pill. If you eat it within 20 hours, your arm will grow back. I won't be able to save you if you take any longer." Yun Zhaoshan tossed a jade bottle to Yun Jian. It contained a grade 5 spiritual pill. As for Qiao Shishir, Yun Zhaoshan obviously planned to give her to Qin Feng. Yun Jian was so angry that he gritted his teeth. However, there was nothing he could do. He glared at Qin Feng fiercely and ran away. Qin Feng didn't care about Yun Jian at all. He was going to kill that brat sooner or later. How dare he covet Shishir's beauty? He must be tired of living. Yun Zhaoshan prepared to take Qin Feng out of the underground venue. He thought Qin Feng didn't manage to get a room. "Elder Yun, I snatched a room in the restaurant. I'll go up myself," Qin Feng said. Yun Zhaoshan was more or less worried. Qin Feng continued, "Elder Yun, are you afraid that I'll run away? I'll tell you the truth. Even if you and those old men join forces, you're no match for me. If I really want to leave, do you think you can stop me?" Yun Zhaoshan was shocked. From the moment Qin Feng knocked out masturbation and cut off Yun Jian's hand without anyone noticing, he realized that he might not be a match for Qin Feng. "Young hero Jing Shuai, you worry too much. I was planning to send you up myself. Since that's the case, I won't disturb young hero Jing Shuai's fun tonight. I'll call someone to call you for breakfast tomorrow morning." Yun Zhaoshan didn't dare to act recklessly under Qin Feng's powerful influence. He left first. Qin Feng brought Qiao Shishir to the big suite on the top floor. As soon as they entered the room, Qiao Shishir threw herself into Qin Feng's arms and cried. It seemed like she had suffered a lot recently. "Shishir, don't be sad. I'll kill all those bastards who bullied you sooner or later." Qiao Shishir nodded and wiped her tears. She choked and said, "They only put me under house arrest. They didn't do anything to me. Fortunately, you came in time tonight. Otherwise, I would have lost my innocence." Qiao Shishir was a conservative woman. If Yun Jian had really violated her, she would have killed herself. Qin Feng felt a lingering fear in his heart. He carried Qiao Shishir to the sofa in the living room and sat down. Qiao Shishir lay in Qin Feng's arms like a kitten. As she cried, she gradually calmed down. Suddenly, she raised her head and looked at Qin Feng with a blushing face. I'm so embarrassed. Why are you crying at this age? Don't laugh at me." Qiao Shishir pouted and showed a rare adorable side. Qin Feng hugged her tightly and said, "Why would I laugh at you? Oh right, why did you suddenly come to Devil City? Is it because of those beasts?" Qin Feng knew that Qiao Shishir was a spirit beast master. She had deep feelings for the animals in this world. They were like friends or even family to her. Now that there was a merchant group selling beasts in Devil City, Qiao Shishir couldn't stand it. Those beasts aren't ferocious and they won't hurt humans easily. They only defend and fight back when humans step into their territory. Qin Feng, those captured beasts are so pitiful. Can you help me save them? I'll repay you in any way I can. Qin Feng had a special feeling for the beasts. Even if Qiao Shishir didn't beg him, he wouldn't sit idly by. But now that he was hugging Qiao Shishir and looking at her beautiful face, Qin Feng smirked and said, "Repay me in any way you can? Then serve me well tonight." Qiao Shishir blushed and twisted her head against Qin Feng's chest. You're so annoying." Qin Feng was just teasing Qiao Shishir. He had never slept with this woman and he knew that Qiao Shishir was shy and conservative. She wouldn't do those things unless she truly loved a man. By the way, Shishir, how long have you been imprisoned? Who's the mastermind behind them? Qin Feng suddenly asked about the matter at hand. Qiao Shishir's expression turned cold as if she had turned into a different person. The mastermind behind them is my enemy. Qin Feng was shocked. Qiao Shishir's enemy? He suddenly remembered that there was a mission in the system related to Qiao Shishir's revenge. It seemed like he could complete that mission this time. Who is your enemy? Qin Feng continued to ask. Qiao Shishir, who was always kind and gentle, had a cold expression on her face. She gritted her teeth and said, "They are from the Extinction Sect, Spirit Beast Sect. They make a living by capturing and taming beasts. They came out of their closed-door training 20 years ago and captured everyone in my family. I was the only one who escaped. I've been searching for them and now I finally found them." Qin Feng was shocked by Qiao Shishir's words. Extinction Sect, Spirit Beast Sect? Your enemy is from the Extinction Sect? Qiao Shishir nodded seriously and said, "I didn't tell you before because my enemy is too powerful. I didn't want to implicate you and my sisters." Chapter 1289. Qin Feng and Qiao Shishir met in provincial capital university. When Qin Feng first saw this girl, he felt that she was a loner and was different from the others. Qiao Shishir had always been cold and aloof, keeping people at arm's length. But now Qin Feng truly understood her heart. She wanted to grow up happily like a normal girl, have more friends and have more beautiful memories of her youth. However, she had to go against her destiny and walked the lonely and strong path. Suddenly, Qin Feng felt that Qiao Shishir and Hua Yan were similar. Both of them had the desire for revenge and their hearts were strong and persistent. Speaking of enemies, Qiao Shishir became more and more emotional. Qin Feng quickly hugged her tightly and kissed her forehead. Qiao Shishir's body trembled and she looked at Qin Feng in a daze and shyness. "Shishir, don't worry. Your enemy is my enemy. I will avenge you," Qin Feng said with determination. Qiao Shishir's heart was filled with warmth. She opened her eyes wide and looked at Qin Feng. Her beautiful eyes became misty. Suddenly, she raised her head and pressed her lips on Qin Feng's. Their love became one. It was the first time Qiao Shishir experienced the feeling of being a woman. It was painful and intoxicating. The next morning when Qin Feng stopped, Yun Zhaoshan's voice came from outside the door. "Young hero Xing Shuai, breakfast is ready. Everyone is waiting for you in the dining hall." Qiao Shishir was naked in Qin Feng's arms and her face was flushed. However, she was much more outgoing than yesterday. She hugged Qin Feng's arm and did not want to get up. "I know. You guys eat first. I want to have fun with Shishir for a while more," Qin Feng said impatiently. Yun Zhaoshan rolled his eyes and cursed in his heart before he left. He was relieved that Qin Feng did not run away with Qiao Shishir. Qiao Shishir rubbed her head against Qin Feng's chest and said in a voice as soft as a mosquito, "You're so annoying. Why are you talking to that old man?" It was rare for Qin Feng to see Qiao Shishir in such a charming and cute manner. The fire in his belly rose again. "All right, I'll stop talking. Let's get down to business." Qiao Shishir screamed, and her voice became seductive. Although she did not know how to do it, she tried her best to cooperate with Qin Feng. Qiao Shishir felt warm when she saw Qin Feng lying on her body. Did you all start eating first? How rude." Half an hour later, Qin Feng and Qiao Shishir arrived at the dining hall and sat at the table where Yun Zhaoshan and the elders of the inner hidden sects were seated. Everyone's faces darkened. They were so angry that smoke was rising from their heads. Just now Yun Zhaoshan had personally called Qin Feng over for dinner, but this guy refused to come. Now he had the nerve to say such things. Brat, don't be too arrogant. Whether it's age or status, we're all much higher than you. Do we have to wait for you to come before we can eat? Who do you think you are? Elder Yun, I think you should reconsider. Our current alliance is strong enough. There's no need for that kid to join us. You're right. Even without him, we can still take down the outer world of martial artists. Qiao Shishir anxiously grabbed Qin Feng's arm. She didn't know Qin Feng's current strength, so she was afraid that these people would gang up on Qin Feng. If that happened, it would be troublesome for them. Cough cough. All right, we're all on the same side. There's no need to bicker over such a small matter. Elders, please don't say another word. Yun Zhaoshan stood up for Qin Feng. The elders were so angry that they blew their beards and glared at him. Yun Jian sat at the table next to Qin Feng. It seemed like he didn't have the right to sit at Qin Feng's table despite his status. His right arm had grown back. The detachment pills effect was truly miraculous. Yun Zhaoshan pretended not to notice the elders' dissatisfaction. In fact, he didn't like Qin Feng, but he could only endure it for now. If it was just to deal with the outer hidden sects, Yun Zhaoshan wouldn't have given in to Qin Feng. Just as the elders had said, it didn't matter if he joined or not. However, the rebellion this time wasn't that simple. Yun Zhaoshan planned to suppress the outer hidden sects and subdue the inner hidden sects, especially Ice Lake Mountain, Serenity, Hero City and Snow Mountain sect. Their forces couldn't be underestimated. The elders flung their sleeves angrily and left. The disciples at Yun Jian's table also left with cold faces. Yun Zhaoshan was the only one left in the noisy dining hall to eat with Qin Feng and Qiao Shishir. Yun Zhaoshan had finished his meal a long time ago, so he just sat there and watched the two eat. Shishir, eat more. Look at you. You've lost so much weight that you look like a bolt of lightning. Qin Feng ignored Yun Zhaoshan's existence and continued to put food into Qiao Shishir's bowl with a doting expression. He didn't stop even when the food in her bowl was piled up into a small hill. Qiao Shishir nodded repeatedly and didn't try to stop Qin Feng. She had been alone since she was young, and now she saw Qin Feng as her family. She felt a warmth in her heart when she felt the concern of a family member that she hadn't felt for a long time. When they were almost done with their meal, Qin Feng gave Yun Zhaoshan a sideways glance and said, "Are you sitting here like a stone pillar? Can't you see that the tea is cold? Hurry up and get us some hot tea." Qin Feng couldn't go on a killing spree yet, so he purposely made things difficult for Yun Zhaoshan. Yun Zhaoshan's face was cold, but he didn't explode. In the end, he even put on a smile and went to the side to serve tea. He looked like Qin Feng and Qiao Shishir's servant. Qiao Shishir finally let out a sigh of relief. She hugged Qin Feng's arm tightly and looked like she couldn't leave him. After a while, Yun Zhaoshan said, "Young hero Xing Shuai, it's almost time. Let's go out." Qiao Shishir immediately communicated with Qin Feng through telepathy. "Qin Feng, the people from the Spirit Beast Business Group will come to Devil City to sell beasts at noon every day." Qin Feng looked at the time. There was only half an hour until noon. No wonder Yun Zhaoshan was so anxious. Qin Feng wanted to see what kind of people the Spirit Beast Business Group was, so he hugged Qiao Shishir and followed them out. Devil City was bustling during the day, just like the ancient Silk Road. However, the people who came and went were all oddly dressed. Most of them were disciples from the outer martial world. When Qin Feng walked out of Chuanzhong restaurant, he saw a large group of people surrounding an open space not far away. Some of the disciples were followed by beasts, and some were even riding on beasts. These bastards. I'm so pissed. Qiao Shishir's face was ice cold when she saw the beast's limbs and necks were chained. Qin Feng hugged her tighter and blew hot air into her ear. "Don't worry. Let's take a look first." Qiao Shishir nodded and listened to Qin Feng. The three of them approached the crowd, and the roars of beasts rose one after another. Gaomatzi, what kind of beast did you buy? It doesn't listen to you at all. I see that it's ferocious and it looks like it wants to eat you up." Laughter came from the crowd. Gaomatzi was tall and burly, and his face was full of black pockmarks. He led a white wolf that seemed to be the alpha wolf. Its eyes glowed with a dark green light as it stared at Gaomatzi with a fierce expression. Gaomatzi's face turned pale. He had bought this white wolf from the Spirit Beast Business Group yesterday, and he hadn't tamed it yet. Bang! A muffled sound echoed in the air. Gaomatzi raised his hand and whipped the white wolf. "You bastard! Who asked you to glare at me? Do you believe that I won't whip you to death?" The whip was made of iron and Gao Matzi was a stage 6 inner chi martial artist. His whip was so fierce that the white wolf jumped on the ground in pain. However, the white wolf didn't cry out in pain. The anger in its eyes intensified, and it continued to stare coldly at Gao Matzi. "Oh, you bastard, how can you be so stubborn? I don't believe that I can't tame you." Gao Matzi was enraged. He raised and fell his hand, and the sound of the whip echoed in the air like muffled thunder. The white wolf's fur was dyed red, but the sect disciples didn't pity it at all. Some of them even clapped and cheered excitedly. "That's right. Whip that bastard a few more times and it'll learn its lesson." "Gao Matzi, you're too weak. Look, that white wolf didn't even cry out in pain. Have you eaten yet? I wonder what kind of beasts the Spirit Beast Commerce Group will bring today. It would be great if there are demonic beasts." The crowd was very lively. Gao Matzi wasn't the only one taming beasts. There were also a few men whipping the beasts they bought. Qiao Shishir saw the cruel scene as soon as she arrived. She was so angry that tears fell from her eyes. Before she could say anything, Qin Feng's cold voice sounded. "Stop." Everyone was shocked and looked at Qin Feng. Many people didn't know Qin Feng, so they ignored him. Their gazes quickly fell on Qiao Shishir. They were deeply attracted by this exquisite beauty. "Are you yelling at me? Who the fuck are you?" Gao Matzi stopped whipping and glared at Qin Feng arrogantly. Many lecherous and bold disciples took a step forward. They ignored Qin Feng's existence and started to tease Qiao Shishir. "Yo, what a beautiful girl. I'm the eldest disciple of the Flame sect. Which sect are you from? Little beauty, you're as beautiful as a fairy. Why are you with that ugly man? Do you want to be friends with me? I've booked a room in a restaurant in Sichuan. Tonight let's drink and sing." Qiao Shishir's face was cold. She ignored the men who tried to hit on her. Yun Zhaoshan was gloomy. He finally realized that Jing Shuai was a malignant star. He caused trouble wherever he went. However, Yun Zhaoshan wasn't worried about Jing Shuai. He knew that the outer hidden sect's disciples were going to suffer. It was just that Gao Matzi and the others didn't know that. They were arrogant and continued to act ruthlessly towards Qin Feng. Swoosh. The flame disappeared in a flash. It was so fast that no one could see it. The white-clad man who was about to touch Qiao Shishir's chin suddenly froze. His eyes widened in disbelief as he stared at the hand that had just disappeared from his hand. Roar. Chapter 1290. Who did this to me? The one who lost his hand was the Flame sect's disciple. He covered the wound that was gushing with blood and glared at his surroundings. "There's no need to look for me. It's me," Qin Feng said coldly. The Flame sect's disciple was stunned. He never thought it would be Qin Feng. Qin Feng was now using Jing Shuai's identity. He was ugly and his aura was mediocre. Anyone who saw him for the first time would ignore him. "Brat, I think you're tired of living," the Flame sect's disciple roared and threw his other fist at Qin Feng. However, before his fist could touch Qin Feng, his body froze as if someone cast a body-freezing spell on him. Rip. There was a soft sound of skin being cut, but most people did not hear it. Then someone in the crowd screamed. Under everyone's horrified gaze, the Flame sect's disciple was cut in half at the waist and fell into a pool of blood. Someone's dead. Someone's dead. Who did this? Yun Zhaoshan, it must be Yun Zhaoshan. He's standing next to the Flame sect's disciple. He's the most powerful person in the crowd, so he can kill without leaving a trace. Yun Zhaoshan was furious that he was shot even though he was lying down. However, he was also extremely shocked. He was standing less than a meter away from Qin Feng, but he did not see how Qin Feng did it. The crowd was in an uproar. Everyone kept a few meters away from Yun Zhaoshan as they thought he was the one who killed Yun Zhaoshan. Yun Zhaoshan was too lazy to explain. After all, the one who was killed was an outer hidden sect disciple. He could not wait for Jing Shuai to kill all the outer hidden sect disciples. Qin Feng acted as if nothing had happened. He walked to Gao Matzi with Qiao Shishir in his arms and said, "Give me this white wolf." Qin Feng's tone was cold and unquestionable. Gao Matzi was stunned. He felt a little guilty, but he pretended to be calm and shouted, "Where did you come from, brat? I bought this battle pet with 100 low-grade spiritual stones. Do you really think I'll give it to you just because you say so?" Flames flashed. The fire blade martial skill that combined the wind blade and destructive fire was extremely powerful. In the blink of an eye, Gao Motzi, who was a stage 6 enrich expert, fell to the ground. The crowd cried out in alarm again. Many people were so scared that they ran away like rats. In broad daylight, the Devil City felt like it was haunted. It was impossible to see who was the culprit, but 2 martial experts had died consecutively. Qiao Shishir was also shocked by Qin Feng's decisiveness, but she quickly calmed down. She knew that Qin Feng did everything for her. Shishir, that white wolf belongs to you. Qin Feng patted Qiao Shishir's head. Qiao Shishir hurriedly ran to the white wolf's side and knelt down. The ferocious beast that bared its fangs suddenly became as docile as a lamb. It allowed Qiao Shishir to stroke its fur in pleasure. Everyone was stupefied and they couldn't figure out the situation before them. Qin Feng snatched a white wolf, but he didn't stop. This was just the beginning. Give me the 3-eyed elephant boar in your hands. This time he arrived in front of a man wearing the Knife-Throwing Society's uniform. The Knife-Throwing Society disciple was using a large knife to chop the 3-eyed elephant boar's head in an attempt to tame this ferocious beast. The 3-eyed elephant boar also had coarse skin and thick flesh. Its head was chopped a dozen times, but only a small wound appeared. However, the force of the large knife hitting its head was so great that the wild boar screamed in pain. The Knife-Throwing Society disciple stared at Qin Feng doubtfully. He clearly didn't put him in his eyes and shouted, "Who are you? Are you crazy?" Swoosh. Flames flew past and the strange bloody scene appeared again. Just as the Knife-Throwing Society disciple finished speaking, his eyes suddenly shot out a terrified expression. His body was cut in half at the waist and fresh blood dyed the ground under his feet red. Crush. This time the crowd was completely in an uproar. Just now everyone was still guessing who killed them. They all suspected the immortal Cloud Sect's Grand Elder Yun Zhaoshan, but at this moment, everyone woke up as if they were in a dream. The killer was actually this unremarkable ugly man in front of them. Sure, the 3-eyed elephant boar is also yours. Qin Feng acted as if he didn't see the astonished gazes cast on him from all directions and went to another disciple's side as if nothing had happened. This time Qin Feng didn't need to say anything. The Sky Mountain Sect disciple trembled in fear and immediately gave him the single-horned rhinoceros in his hand. What happened next was very smooth. Under Qin Feng's powerful might, who dared to disobey his orders? Those disciples who had wild beast mounts felt helpless and had no choice but to hand them over. In less than 10 minutes, Qiao Shishir was surrounded by over a dozen ferocious beasts. These ferocious beasts were also strange. In the hands of those sect disciples, they were all wild and unyielding, but in front of a weak woman like Qiao Shishir, they were like docile sheep. There were even a few ferocious beasts that used their heads to rub Qiao Shishir's body. Yun Zhaoshan was completely shocked by Qin Feng's strength. He stood to the side and didn't dare to speak nonsense. Those inner hidden sect's grand elders and Yun Jian were even more dumbstruck. They had always disliked Qin Feng and wanted to find an opportunity to teach him a lesson. Now this thought was gradually suppressed. The Spirit Beast Commerce Group is here. Everyone in front, make way. Suddenly a shout came from afar. Everyone's spirits were lifted, and they looked in the direction of the voice excitedly. Qiao Shishir's expression turned cold. Qin Feng furrowed his brows. He wanted to see what kind of people the Spirit Beast Commerce Group had sent. The crowd had already parted to form a path for Qin Feng. 8 snow-white steeds pulled a huge carriage. Those 8 snow-white steeds were obviously not ordinary steeds. Their eyes glinted with intelligence, and a trace of spiritual energy flowed through their bodies. Their quality was almost on par with Qin Feng's flaming dragon horse. It's really the Spirit Beast Commerce Group. Today seems to be the last day of the Beastkin auction. I wonder if there will be any demonic beasts. Demonic beasts are very powerful. It's going to be hard to get them, right? So what if there are demonic beasts or even spirit beasts? Have you forgotten about that ugly freak? With him around, even the beastkin that we bought will be snatched away by him. As the crowd discussed, the Spirit Beast Commerce Group's carriage arrived. The 8 horses stopped and 7 people alighted from the carriage. There were both men and women and they were all very young. 6 of them wore identical white robes, and the last man alighted from the carriage wore coarse cloth clothes. Looking at his appearance and attire, he looked like a servant. Young hero Ling Feng, heroine Ling Yun, We have been waiting here for a long time. Yun Zhaoshan already greeted them with a smiling face. He was the great elder of Immortal Cloud sect, one of the hidden 5 hegemons, but he looked like he wanted to curry favor with the young man and woman. The man was handsome and tall and looked to be in his early 30s. The woman was slender and elegant and should be younger, about 25 or 26 years old. And today's auction time is starting. Let everyone line up. Ling Feng had an arrogant expression. He nodded at Yun Zhaoshan and ignored him. Yun Zhaoshan was not angry. Instead, he carefully retreated, turned to the crowd and shouted, "Today's auction is about to start. Everyone please maintain order. If anyone causes trouble, don't blame me for not showing mercy." As the great elder of Immortal Cloud sect, Yun Zhaoshan's words were still very intimidating. The pugilistic disciples all stood in a few lines, waiting for Ling Feng and the rest to come over and start the auction with reverence. Qin Feng and Qiao Shishir also casually stood in a line. "These are the people from Spirit Beast sect?" Feeling Qiao Shishir's body trembling vigorously, Qin Feng understood. "I still can't confirm their identities, but it's not far from the mark. Because only Spirit Beast masters from the Extinction sect know how to tame beasts. They capture beasts all year round to tame and then use the beasts to exchange for various cultivation resources. They are simply shameless to the extreme." Qin Feng had been sizing up Ling Feng. This person's aura was as robust as the sea, giving him a feeling that he could not see through. Moreover, he was only in his early 30s. When had such a young and powerful cultivator appeared in the pugilistic world? Qin Feng had already determined that they were very likely people from the Extinction sect. Ling Feng had already led the group into the crowd. He suddenly stopped and looked in the direction of the smell of blood. The 2 disciples from the Flame sect and Throwing Dagger Society that Qin Feng had just annihilated were lying there with their waists severed. The scene was very horrifying. "What's going on?" Ling Feng's expression suddenly turned cold. A majestic aura burst out from his body, causing many people's hearts to tremble. Yun Zhaoshan was immediately put in a difficult position. It was not appropriate for him to expose Qin Feng. Just as he was about to make up an excuse that the 2 killed each other, someone in the crowd shouted, "Lord Ling Feng, you have to seek justice for us." Ling Feng's expression changed. He looked at the crowd and said, "What happened? Tell me in detail." Yun Zhaoshan felt helpless in his heart. An outer martial arts disciple ran out of the crowd and said to Ling Feng carefully, "Yes, it was that ugly guy who killed these 2 people. He is very powerful and wants to steal the beasts from us. Who would dare to buy beasts in this way? Sooner or later it will be snatched by that guy." The one who complained was a Sky Mountain sect disciple. His single-horned rhinoceros was snatched by Qin Feng. Now that the people from the Spirit Beast business group were here, this guy seemed to have found a backer. Ling Feng looked in the direction the Sky Mountain sect disciple was pointing at. His gaze fell on Qin Feng. After a simple glance, he immediately revealed a disdainful expression. "You dare to rob here? Do you know that this piece of land has been taken by us? I really didn't know that Devil City is your territory. This is obviously the land of China. What right do you have to occupy this place?" Qin Feng stood in front of Qiao Shishir and looked at Ling Feng with a solemn expression. Whether it was Ling Feng or his companions behind him, all of them gave Qin Feng a sense of extreme danger. Ling Feng was taken aback. He didn't expect Qin Feng to have the guts to talk to him like this. When his gaze shifted to Qiao Shishir, his pupils shrank. He stared at the beasts surrounding Qiao Shishir as if deep in thought. A moment later, Ling Feng suddenly pointed at Qiao Shishir and asked, "Who are you?" Qiao Shishir's expression was cold. Before she could speak, Qin Feng coldly shouted, "This is my woman. You better not have any ideas about her." For the fastest and most error-free reading, please bookmark this site for the latest news. Chapter 1291. The atmosphere froze and the temperature dropped to the freezing point. Qin Feng was the powerful venerable one who had shocked the crowd not long ago, and the mysterious Spirit Beast business group was on the other side. Now that both sides were about to fight, the outer martial artists were scared out of their wits. Swordsman Ling Feng, that woman is the person you are looking for. I've been keeping her under house arrest and I'm going to hand her over to you today. Yun Zhaoshan quickly stepped forward. Ling Feng's eyes lit up and he stared at Qiao Shishir as if he had found a treasure in the desert. Who's that man? Yun Zhaoshan was a little nervous. He was now sure that Qin Feng was a maleficent star who would not stay idle no matter where he went. And now he had offended the Spirit Beast business group. Swordsman Ling Feng, that's a young friend of mine. He has joined our alliance. I hope Swordsman Ling Feng will forgive him for his recklessness. Yun Zhaoshan pleaded on Qin Feng's behalf. It was not because he had a deep relationship with Qin Feng, but he did not have the chance to use Qin Feng to help him conquer the world, and he did not want to lose such a powerful helper. You have us as your backing in the alliance. What are you afraid of? Why are you supporting a piece of trash like him? I'll just let him die. Ling Feng was so powerful that he had already flown toward Qin Feng. Qin Feng's expression changed drastically. He quickly pushed Qiao Shishir away and threw a punch at Ling Feng. Neither of them had the slightest intention of retreating. When their fists and palms collided in the air, a strong gust of wind rose, and the faint hum of swords could be heard in the wind. The crowd of martial artists was dumbfounded. Rumble. The sound of an explosion reverberated in the air. Qin Feng retreated a few steps before he regained his balance. He looked at Ling Feng, who was standing still on the ground. His hands were still dancing in the air, and he scolded, "There's a brat like you in the outer martial world? That's a sinister punch. If it was someone else, they would have been hit." Qin Feng had already merged the Special Thunder Tiger Fist and Solitary Nine Swords into a new skill, the Special Thunder Tiger Flying Sword Fist. The gust of wind mixed with sword chi was extremely fierce and violent. Qin Feng believed that only a few people in the outer martial world could withstand his punch, but the young man in front of him easily broke it. "It's a pity that you met me. Only death awaits you." Ling Feng laughed coldly and delivered another palm strike. A violent wave of true chi surged forward, and it terrified the group of outer martial artists so much that they retreated dozens of feet away. "Shishir, hide first." Qin Feng's expression changed drastically as if he was facing a great enemy. He no longer cared about Qiao Shishir. He leaped into the air, raised the saber in his hand and swung it down. 100-meter-long golden saber energy enveloped the area. Rumble. The golden phoenix was extremely powerful, but Ling Feng stood where he was without moving. He raised his hands above his head and formed a circle of hand seals in the air, blocking Qin Feng's attack. Loud explosions rang out everywhere, but the spirit wind was not damaged in the slightest. The expressions of the people standing behind him turned cold and they jumped out in unison. Before they could attack, they heard Ling Feng say with a smile, "Don't move. It's rare for me to meet a small opponent in the martial world. Let me teach him a lesson." As soon as he finished speaking, Ling Feng leaped into the air and disappeared in the blink of an eye. A pink light appeared under his feet, and a small and exquisite flying sword sped through the air. It reached Qin Feng's side in a few breaths' time. "Kid, the golden saber in your hand and the golden will under your feet are not bad. I'm taking them." Ling Feng had a playful smile on his face. He thrust his palm forward, but it carried the power of heaven and earth. A violent wave of chi rushed toward Qin Feng. 2 balls of fire leaped in the air. Qin Feng was shocked. After this simple exchange, he estimated that his opponent had at least stepped into stage 4 of true chi. Ling Feng was only in his early 30s. In the entire secular world of China and the outer martial world, who could step into stage 4 of true chi at the age of 30? The most powerful person in the secular world, the Divine Dragon, was over 30 years old, but he had just broken through to stage 2 of true chi. Could this be the power of the people from the extinction sect? Qin Feng didn't have time to think. The aura of death was already nearing him. He hurriedly swung his blade and a golden light flashed, cutting the handprint in the air in half. However, the spirit wind in the air disappeared. A gust of wind suddenly surged behind Qin Feng's back, and before he could react, he was sent flying. Rumble. Qin Feng landed on the ground, creating a huge pit. The sound in the air had just started and it did not stop for a long time. Qiao Shishir was so scared that her face turned pale. She wanted to check on Qin Feng's injuries, but she was pulled away by Ling Yun. Ling Feng had already landed. He did not even bother to look at Qin Feng in the deep pit. He looked at Qiao Shishir and said, "Not bad. This woman is the kind of person we are looking for." Ling Yun nodded and said, "I thought all the spirit beast masters in the outer martial world were extinct after coming out of seclusion. When we go back, the sect leader will definitely reward us." Ling Feng looked arrogant. He glanced at the crowd around him like an immortal in heaven looking at ants on the ground. I've been in seclusion for 20 years and the outer martial world has become worse and worse. You're like a bunch of ants. Let's get down to business. First, we'll put this woman in the carriage and then we'll start today's auction. As soon as Ling Feng finished speaking, he was already preparing to start selling beasts. However, a strong gust of wind blew behind him. He hurriedly sent a palm strike behind him, which collided with Qin Feng's special-grade Thunder Tiger flying sword fist. Rumble. A loud explosion sounded and the 8 horses neighed in fear. Ling Yun was not prepared for it. She was also startled and Qiao Shishir took the opportunity to escape. In a flash of golden light, Qin Feng carried Qiao Shishir and retreated 100 meters away. He landed on the ground and looked at Ling Feng and the others cautiously. Their faces darkened. They did not expect that Qin Feng could survive Ling Feng's powerful palm strike. This guy is interesting. He has a great sage gold equipment, and he has cultivated an earth-grade martial skill and a high-level cultivation method. Don't make a move. I want to see how long he can last. Ling Feng stared at the golden light flickering on Qin Feng's body. After that palm strike, Qin Feng had activated a layer of the Vajra esoteric invincible golden body. Golden light shone from his body, making him look like a bronze statue that descended from the heavens. Rumble. A loud explosion sounded. Ling Feng seemed to be serious. He waved his hand and a long sword glowing with purple light pierced through the air. It looked like a simple strike, but the weather changed accordingly. A solid sword blade exploded in the air. Swoosh. Stepping on the golden whirlwind wheel, Qin Feng dodged the attack. He could feel that the sword was more powerful than his golden phoenix. A loud explosion sounded on the ground. Wherever Qin Feng went, he left a cloud of dust behind him. It was like a scene from a movie. The outer martial artists were stunned. Their faces were filled with disbelief. They had been in the martial arts world for many years and were very familiar with the experts of the various sections. Xing Shuai and Ling Feng were unfamiliar faces, but they were powerful. Some people even thought that even if the Martial Arts Alliance Master Qin Feng came, he might not be a match for the two of them. Brat, you can run pretty fast, but your cultivation level is still too low. Go to hell. Ling Feng chased after him. With a roar, he suddenly increased his speed. The true qi around him was like the power of heaven and earth. The dark clouds in the sky changed according to his aura. The long sword in his hand pierced through the air, creating a crack. The sword qi suddenly expanded and turned into 100 meters long sword shadow. It shrouded Qin Feng's head. This time Qin Feng had no way out. He turned around and swung his saber. The angry cry of the fire phoenix rang in the sky. The sword qi formed a huge fire phoenix and soared into the sky. Rumble. 2 violent auras collided in the sky. Ling Feng's sword qi was incomparably sharp, as if it could destroy anything. The fire phoenix's aura quickly dissipated and finally disappeared. However, there was still a ray of purple sword qi that pierced through and struck Qin Feng's chest. Bang. The sword light, which was faintly discernible and was about to be extinguished, hit Qin Feng like a speeding train. Loud noises came one after another. Qin Feng's body was like a kite with a broken string. He flew hundreds of meters away. Dust filled the air and the sound of the explosion lingered for a long time. It was like a sandstorm had swept through Devil City. Everyone's vision was blocked. The air was filled with an oppressive aura. Everyone was shocked by the fierce battle between the venerables. They were puzzled. When did so many venerables appear in the outer martial world? Yun Zhaoshan stood rooted to the ground like a stone pillar. He was shocked by Qin Feng's strength and even more shocked by Ling Feng's strength. Yun Jian was excited. Seeing Qin Feng being abused, he was so excited that he wanted to shout. Qiao Shishir had already run to the distance where Qin Feng landed. She wiped her tears as she ran. Ling Feng stood arrogantly next to the carriage as if he had never moved. He was too lazy to check on Qin Feng's situation. He believed that the brat would die under this sword strike. Everyone looked towards the area where Qin Feng had landed, and they suspected that he had already died. However, at this moment, the large group of beasts behind the carriage suddenly went berserk and roared towards the sky in the direction where Qin Feng had landed. The beasts that were captured by Qin Feng ran to the side of the huge pit and knelt in a circle. It was as if they were worshipping their king. The outer martial world disciples were confused. They couldn't understand what was going on. The people from the Spirit Beast Commerce Group were shocked. Even Ling Feng, who was always calm, had a flash of light in his eyes. Senior brother Ling Feng, what's going on? Ling Yun raised her eyebrows. The other 4 companions immediately pulled the man in rough clothes to the back of the carriage. They reprimanded him. What are you waiting for? Get these beasts to calm down. The man in rough clothes had a cold look in his eyes. He had no choice but to activate his ability. A strange energy wave rippled in the surroundings. A moment later, the man in rough clothes opened his eyes in shock. Something's wrong. There's a beast king nearby. I can't control these beasts with my current realm. As the man in rough clothes finished speaking, the 4 people from the Spirit Beast Commerce Group were shocked. They quickly ran to Ling Feng and Ling Yun's side. Senior brother Ling Feng, what do we do now? Chapter 1292. The crowd noticed the abnormality and looked towards the area where Qin Feng landed. The beasts roared and worshipped him, and the surroundings were filled with a gloomy and terrifying aura. Baidu search. Kenshu 58 roar. There seemed to be fresh blood flowing through the armor, and it emitted a strange aura. The fierce beast had dull eyes, and they surrounded Qin Feng like slaves. He's not dead yet? And he's not injured at all. The aura he emits is so strange. It doesn't feel like the aura of a human. Is it a fierce beast? Sun Fei was dumbfounded. He had been Qin Feng's underling for a day and a night, but he still didn't know who his boss was. Senior brother Ling Feng, is this a beast king? The rest of the people from the Spirit Beast Business Group were also astonished. The man in coarse cloth clothes was dumbfounded. His mouth opened and closed, but he couldn't say a word. It was as if he found a sweet spring in the desert, and he couldn't wait to rush forward and hug Qin Feng to take a deep breath. Swish. When the crowd saw him, they all cried out in surprise. He was already swinging the purple spiritual sword at Qin Feng. Sword chi rose and fell from all directions. Swish, 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 swish. It wasn't an ordinary wind blade attack. The air was suddenly filled with flames, and it was as if a great fire was going to burn the sky. Ling Feng's sword chi was enveloped by the flames, and it gradually dissipated. The destructive flames carried the sword chi, and it was as fast as a falling meteor. It forced Ling Feng to retreat. Rumble. The fierce battle started. The group of fierce beasts that he had captured suddenly went crazy, and they fiercely pounced towards the people from the Spirit Beast Business Group. Ling Feng was still fighting with Qin Feng, and Ling Yun and the others were in a mess. Not only did the fierce beasts in front of them launch a fierce attack, but the group of fierce beasts behind the carriage also went crazy. A thunderous roar sounded, and a giant werewolf suddenly rushed out from the group of beasts behind the carriage. Oh no, the rank 2 storm werewolf broke free. The people from the Spirit Beast Business Group cried out in alarm. The fire dragon that Ling Yun mentioned was a palm-sized lizard. However, from the nervous expressions of the people from the Spirit Beast Business Group, this little guy wasn't as inconspicuous as it looked. The giant elephant is charging over. The outer pugilistic world disciples were so frightened that they retreated again and again. The 8 horses galloped away with the carriage. Ling Yun and her 4 companions began to block the attacks of these magical beasts. Ling Feng was still fighting fiercely with Qin Feng in the distance. The storm werewolf, who had been the first to break free of the cage, had already arrived. It opened its mouth wide and shot out an ice spike. The ice pierced into the ground, causing the ground to freeze. The other 4 members of the Spirit Beast Financial Group immediately drew their swords and stabbed at the Storm Wolfman. For a moment, the cries of swords could be heard everywhere. The 4 of them seemed to have set up a small sword formation, trapping the Storm Wolfman in it and preventing him from escaping. Rumble. A small red shadow flew through the air and landed on the shoulder of a man in the blink of an eye. The man turned his head to look and was so scared that his eyeballs almost popped out. Another fire dragon flew out. The flames soared into the sky as if they could swallow everything in the world in an instant. A bunch of evil beasts, watch out for my sword. Ling Yun stabbed out with her sword, causing the air to tremble. A fragrant wind assaulted them, giving them a comfortable feeling as if they were bathing in the spring breeze. However, behind this warmth was an enormous killing intent. In an instant, a net of swords enshrouded them with a momentum that could split the earth. The surging sword chi smashed into the bodies of the magical beasts. A few of the ferocious magical beasts withstood it, but many of the low-level beasts collapsed in a pool of blood. Ling Yuner and her companions didn't have the time to think so much. Those magical beasts were extremely ferocious. They were all experts at the second realm of true qi. In addition to their astonishing defense, the members of the Spirit Beast Financial Group almost couldn't protect themselves. The battle had just begun. Whoosh! The storm werewolf was thoroughly enraged. With bloodshot eyes, it leaped 4 to 5 meters into the air and opened its bloody mouth, bending over and shooting out a dense barrage of icicles. Snowflakes fell mixed with icicles that shot out. The impact of the icicles was so strong that when they landed on the ground, there was a loud explosion. The storm werewolf's ferocious attack continued. The barbs on the fire dragon's body stood up. It jumped onto the storm werewolf's shoulder, and a dozen fire dragons fell to the ground in succession. The remaining magical beasts also went berserk. The white-furred demonic ape beat its chest and roared in anger. A tank-like and majestic wild bull rampaged. Cries of alarm rose and fell from the crowd. When had these outer martial arts disciples ever seen such ferocious beasts? So there really are magical beasts in China. These magical beasts are so ferocious. Their strength is comparable to a true Qi realm expert. If we can subdue any one of them, won't we be able to do whatever we want in the outer martial arts world? The battle was incomparably fierce, scaring the outer martial arts disciples into retreating again and again. Buzz. The wild beast's consciousness seemed to be suddenly controlled. They began to madly ram against the sturdy iron cage. After a series of ramming, many of the beasts broke free and charged toward the Spirit Beast Financial Group. An ice-cold voice broke the man's thoughts. He swatted his palm to the side, but his palm suddenly stopped in front of Qiao Shishir. "It's you? Hurry up and run. The people from the Spirit Beast sect are very powerful. Your boyfriend is most likely dead." The man looked at Qiao Shishir strangely. He couldn't understand why she was so angry. "That's right. These are the disciples of the Spirit Beast sect. They came out of closed-door training a few days ago. You should hurry up and leave. I will control these beasts to help your boyfriend attack the disciples of the Spirit Beast sect. As for the success or failure, it will be up to fate." Chapter 1293. Qiao Shishir was so excited that her breathing quickened. How could she have never heard of a spiritual beast master? She was a spiritual beast master who had just entered the imperial realm. What's your name?" Qiao Shishir looked at the man nervously. The man was confused by the question. He had no time to waste on Qiao Shishir, so he commanded the beasts to attack Ling Yuner and the others. Buzz. Suddenly, a strange energy wave spread out. The man was stunned. He looked at Qiao Shishir in disbelief. "You're a spiritual beast master too?" Qiao Shishir controlled the beasts and said, "My name is Qiao Shishir. What's your name?" The man's expression changed when he heard Qiao Shishir's name. His voice trembled. "Your big brother's maid? I'm your second uncle Qiao Gong." Second uncle? What a strange word it was. When Qiao Shishir repeated it in her heart, she could not stop her tears from flowing. When the disciples of Spirit Beast sect came to the outer world to hunt for beasts, they discovered the Qiao family's ability to enslave beasts and captured them. Qiao Shishir was lucky enough to escape. She was only 3 or 4 years old at that time. 20 years had passed since then, and she could not even recognize her family. Second uncle. Qiao Shishir's pronunciation was a little rusty, but the emotion in her voice was strong. Despite his age, Qiao Gong's eyes were moist. "It's really you, Shishir. You weren't even 3 years old when you escaped. Big brother and I worried about your safety day and night after we were captured. How did you survive at such a young age? The heavens have eyes. I didn't expect you to grow up so much. Even second uncle couldn't recognize you." The reunion between family members was heartwarming, but they quickly wiped away their tears. This was not the time to be sentimental. "Second uncle, where are my dad and the others?" Qiao Shishir's expression suddenly turned cold. She wanted to kill all the Spirit Beast sect disciples. "They are in the Spirit Beast sect. They put us under house arrest and forced us to tame beasts for them. We live like slaves. Sure, don't worry about us. I'm happy to see that you're still alive. When I go back, I'll tell your father and other relatives about this news. Our fates have already been decided. You must live a good life and forget about this hatred. Do you hear me? When Qiao Gong finished his sentence, he adopted the tone of a commanding elder. Tears welled up in Qiao Shishir's eyes. She realized that blood was thicker than water. Even with the passage of time, it did not diminish. Second uncle, I won't leave. I will save all of you, Qiao Shishir said with determination. Qiao Gong anxiously pushed Qiao Shishir away and said, You silly child, Spirit Beast sect is a great sect with unimaginable strength. You are no match for them. Seeking revenge is no different from seeking death. Second uncle will never allow you to do that. Hurry up and leave. Qiao Shishir understood her second uncle's intentions, but she insisted on staying. While they were in a stalemate, a muffled sound suddenly came from the distant sky, as if a hole had been blasted open in the sky. Rumble. Amid the loud noise, a figure fell from the sky. Qiao Shishir's expression changed drastically. Oh no, Qin Feng is injured. There was a huge crater in the ground as if a meteorite had fallen from outer space. The outer martial artists were already scared out of their wits. They watched as Ling Feng slowly landed on the edge of the crater, his clothes disheveled. Qin Feng lost? This fact shocked Qiao Shishir. She knew that Qin Feng was the current leader of the martial world. Who in the secular world and the outer martial world could be his match? The outer martial artists and Yun Zhaoshan were also dumbfounded. They could not imagine how powerful Ling Feng's realm was. Kid, you have some tricks up your sleeves. Unfortunately, you've offended me. You have no idea who I am. Ling Feng had defeated Qin Feng, but it was not an easy battle. His white robe was torn and tattered, and his body was covered with blood stains. In the beginning, he looked down on Qin Feng, but later on he took him seriously. During this period of time, his mentality had changed several times. Lying at the bottom of the crater, Qin Feng was amazed. He could not understand Ling Feng's realm. This person gave him the same feeling of mysteriousness and power as Ling Jutian. Although Qin Feng was only at the second stage of true qi, he was able to remain undefeated among those at the fourth stage of true qi. From this, it seemed that Ling Feng had at least stepped into the fifth stage of true qi. Ling Feng said some arrogant words. His expression suddenly turned cold and he prepared to kill Qin Feng with one strike. A wild beast's roar suddenly exploded. The long sword in Ling Feng's hand hurriedly fell behind him, forming a dense sword net. Amidst the violent sword chi, the white-haired demonic ape flew over. His fur was indestructible. When the sword chi landed on his body, there was a muffled sound of metal clashing. This was Ling Feng's ferocious attack. Even the white-haired demonic ape could not withstand it. Before he reached Ling Feng, he was already on the verge of collapsing. A mere rank 2 demonic beast dares to sneak attack me? Go to hell. Ling Feng raised his long sword above his head and was about to fall at any moment. Qiao Shishir was anxious. She hurriedly controlled the white-haired demonic ape to leave. However, the sword was too fast. The sword chi enveloped the surroundings and it was about to split the white-haired demonic ape in half. Ling Feng, you can stop now. An old voice sounded. It turned out that there was another person sitting in the carriage. A white light flashed and a gray-haired elder in his early 50s appeared out of nowhere. He stood in the center of the sharp sword chi. He casually slapped his palm and the surging sword chi instantly dissipated. Seeing this scene, everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. They thought that Ling Feng was the most powerful existence in the Spirit Beast business caravan. They did not expect such a mysterious person to be hiding in the carriage. Qiao Shishir was dumbfounded. Qiao Gong saw the elder's expression change. Yun Zhaoshan and the others were so scared that they did not dare to speak. Ling Feng had already sheathed his sword and jumped in front of the elder. Disciple Ling Feng greets Elder Ling He. Disciple Ling Yun greets Elder Ling He. Everyone from the Spirit Beast business caravan came to the elder's side and greeted him respectfully. The elder nodded calmly. At this moment, the group of frenzied demonic beasts rushed over. Elder Ling He slapped his palm lightly and sent the group of second-rank demonic beasts flying. A loud sound rang out and the ground seemed to be shaking. After those demonic beasts and ferocious beasts landed on the ground, they seemed to have suddenly sobered up. They stared at Elder Ling He and the others with fear in their eyes and did not attack again. The surroundings became abnormally quiet and the atmosphere was strange. After a long time, Yun Zhaoshan suddenly woke up and ran to Ling He and the other's side. I am Immortal Cloud Sect's Elder Yun Zhaoshan. Greetings, Elder Ling He. Behind Yun Zhaoshan was a group of elders from the inner hidden sections. These people were usually arrogant in the outside martial arts world, but at this moment they did not dare to raise their heads like underlings. Ling He did not even look at them and said to Ling Feng, "Your temperament is not steady enough. You almost killed a second-rank demonic beast for the sake of an ant in the outside martial arts world. If the sect leader knows about this, he will definitely punish you." Ling Feng was injured by Qin Feng just now and was dizzy with anger. Now that he had calmed down, he felt a lingering fear in his heart. Second-rank demonic beasts were not commonly seen. In the spirit beast sect, they were considered as above-average demonic beasts. This disciple knows his mistake. "Please punish me, Elder Ling He." Ling Feng cupped his fists and said. Ling He stopped Ling Feng because he was apprehensive about the weight of a second-rank demonic beast. He waved his hand and said, "Forget it this time. Don't do it again." After talking about the demonic beast, Elder Ling He swept a disdainful glance at the place where Qin Feng had landed. That brat's strength is considered top-notch in the outside martial arts world. Go and kill him to give the outside martial arts world a lesson. It's also because our extinction sect has been hidden from the world for too long that they don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Elder Ling He did not put Qin Feng in his eyes at all. It was as if he could decide Qin Feng's life or death with a single word. Qiao Shishir anxiously ran towards Qin Feng. She stood on the ground and glared at the few people. "Don't come any closer. Otherwise I won't be polite anymore." Qiao Shishir pretended to be calm. She knew that she was no match for these people from the spirit beast sect. Ling Feng strode towards Qiao Shishir. His eyes fell on Qiao Shishir and a sinister smile flashed across the depths of his eyes. "Beauty, don't worry. After I kill that brat, I'll bring you back with me. You're someone the spirit beast sect needs. I can protect you in the future. Just listen to me." Qiao Shishir felt disgusted. These people before her were her enemies. She realized that she would never be able to kill these people even if she cultivated for the rest of her life. Moreover, Ling Feng and Elder Ling He were just a few disciples of the spirit beast sect. How powerful were the other elders and even the sect leader of the spirit beast sect? "Don't talk nonsense. Hurry up and attack." Elder Ling He was getting impatient and reprimanded. Ling Feng did not dare to tease Qiao Shishir anymore. He swung the long sword in his hand and drew the power of heaven and earth to smash Qin Feng into the deep pit. Rumble. A loud explosion sounded, and an even bigger pit was blasted into the ground. The ground shook violently, and the martial arts disciples outside the sect cried out in alarm. Ling Feng froze on the ground. He stared at the empty space in front of him. He felt as if he was dreaming. Where are they? Both of them are gone? Ling Feng mumbled to himself. A silver light flashed across the sky, but not many people noticed it. Elder Ling He stared at the sky thoughtfully. After a while he said, "They've run away." The crowd was shocked. That man and woman ran away? How could they escape under the watchful eyes of so many experts from the spirit beast commerce? Yun Zhaoshan could not understand the situation in front of him. It was the first time he saw the spirit beast commerce in action. Their valiant strength shocked Yun Zhaoshan, but his heart was gradually filled with joy. With these people as his backing, it would be a piece of cake to conquer the martial arts world. So what if Qin Feng was here? The crowd fell into silence. They looked left and right for a while before they accepted the fact that Qin Feng and Qiao Shishir had escaped. Chapter 1294. Alright, it's not your fault. That guy seemed to have some kind of magical item with him. Even I couldn't stop him in time. Elder Ling He said, "Let's start with today's auction." Qin Feng's departure was soon forgotten by everyone as if nothing had happened. When the Spirit Beast Commerce Group took out hundreds of beasts and demonic beasts for sale, all the disciples in the outer martial world went crazy. The atmosphere in Devil City was extraordinarily lively. At the same time, a silver light shone outside of Hero City, attracting a large number of guards. What's that? Everyone be careful. It might be an enemy invasion. We must stop them and not let them enter Hero City. The Hero City of the outer world of martial arts had grown stronger, and disciples from many sects took the initiative to come and defend it every day. In an instant, more than 50 martial artists rushed to the place where the silver light landed, but they were shocked by the two people who landed. But it's Alliance leader Qin. There's also a little beauty. Could it be that Alliance leader Qin accidentally fell from the sky while fighting with the little beauty? Fight my ass. Alliance leader Qin and the little beauty didn't even take off their clothes. Oh no, Alliance leader Qin is injured. 10 minutes later, the entire hero city was in an uproar. When the news of Qin Feng's injury spread, everyone felt like they were dreaming. Qin Feng was the Alliance leader of martial world, the strongest martial artist in the outer martial world. Who could injure him like this? Even Su Ruoro and Shaoli were puzzled, let alone the sect disciples. However, when they saw Qiao Shishir supporting the unconscious Qin Feng, their faces turned pale with fright. Qin Feng was carried to a room by the three ladies to rest. Qiao Shishir immediately contacted Hua Tuo of Hero City. Hua Tuo didn't dare to tell the others about the news as he didn't want them to panic, so he rushed to Qin Feng alone. With Hua Tuo's help, Qin Feng's life was saved after being unconscious for 3 days and 3 nights. Then with the help of Hua Tuo's elixirs his body recovered quickly. Qin Feng, who injured you like this? Su Ruoro, Shaoli and Qiao Shishir were always by Qin Feng's side in his suite. Su Ruoro asked when she saw that Qin Feng's condition had improved. Qin Feng glanced at Qiao Shishir. From her expression he could tell that she hadn't told anyone about the incident in Devil City. Qin Feng didn't want Su Ruoro and Shaoli to worry. I'm fine now. I've already killed those bad guys. You guys don't have to worry. Qin Feng smiled brightly at the three women. Qiao Shishir felt a little sad. Su Ruoro and Shaoli thought Qin Feng was telling the truth, so they could finally relax. Shaoli, go cook a bowl of porridge for me. Ruoro, you haven't slept these past few days, right? Go and rest. After Qin Feng gave the order, Shaoli immediately went to cook porridge like an obedient maid. Su Ruoro still didn't want to leave, but under Qin Feng's repeated persuasion she returned to her room to sleep. Seeing the two women leave, Qin Feng let out a long sigh of relief. Now that he thought back to the fierce battle 3 days ago, his mood became incredibly heavy. Qin Feng, how do you feel? Please don't let anything happen to you. After Su Ruoro and Shaoli left, Qiao Shishir dropped her act and threw herself into Qin Feng's arms. Qin Feng patted her back and said, my injuries are fine now. Have you been paying attention to the situation in Devil City these past few days? Have those people left? Qin Feng was a little worried when he mentioned the people in Devil City and the Spirit Beast business group. Those people were too powerful. Qiao Shishir was the last Spirit Beast master in the outer martial world. Naturally, those people from the Spirit Beast sect wouldn't let her go. However, Qin Feng appeared in Devil City as Jing Shuai, so those people couldn't find Qin Feng after their investigation. They would never have thought that Qin Feng would bring Qiao Shishir to the outer martial world's hero city. Qiao Shishir had been paying attention to the situation in Devil City these past few days. She quickly said, Qin Feng, those people from the Spirit Beast business group are the disciples of the Spirit Beast sect. Qin Feng had already guessed it, but he couldn't be sure. When he heard Qiao Shishir's firm tone, his expression changed drastically. He found out. Those are your enemies? Qiao Shishir nodded and said, 3 days ago when you were fighting Ling Feng I wanted to help you. In the end I found my second uncle Qiao Gong. He told me many things and now I'm sure. Qin Feng's heart was in turmoil. He thought about how Zhao Lingxian had been taken away a few days ago. He guessed that many disciples from the Spirit Beast sect had come out of seclusion. The Thousand Shadow sect and the Spirit Beast sect were 2 of the sects that had come out of seclusion. Qin Feng should have been happy that there were disciples from the Thousand Shadow sect coming out of seclusion. Now he had a chance to find his mother's whereabouts. However, after the battle 3 days ago, Qin Feng's heart was heavy. The disciples of the Spirit Beast sect were too powerful. Even if he went to the Thousand Shadow sect's base, would he be able to bring his mother out? Qiao Shishir continued. After the auction 3 days ago, the people from the Spirit Beast sect haven't appeared in Devil City. I've asked around but I couldn't find their whereabouts. Now that our enemies have disappeared and those beasts have been bought back by the martial world's disciples to be cruelly tamed, what should we do? As Qiao Shishir spoke she began to cry. Qin Feng's heart ached when he saw her like this. He hugged her and comforted her. Don't worry, I haven't fully recovered from my injuries. I'll go to the Spirit Beast sect in a few days to take revenge. Today, I'll hold a beast battle conference and win back all the beasts that the Martial World's disciples bought. Qin Feng quickly calmed down and came up with his own plan. Qiao Shishir also gradually calmed down. She hugged Qin Feng tightly and said, I don't need you to take revenge for me. The Spirit Beast sect's disciples are too powerful. What am I going to do if something happens to you? Qin Feng understood Qiao Shishir's feelings, but he had already decided to kill those disciples of the Spirit Beast sect. Not only to avenge Qiao Shishir but also to make those people pay for injuring him. The matter of the Beast Battle Conference had been settled. As the leader of the martial world, Qin Feng's rallying power was unimaginable. In less than an hour the news had spread throughout the entire martial world. 2 hours later many disciples from the sects had already rushed to Hero City. Brother, you're also here to participate in the Beast Battle Conference, right? Outside of Hero City, there was already a sea of people, but there were still many disciples rushing over. Yeah. I heard that Alliance leader Qin is going to hold a Beast Battle Conference. I wonder what it is. I'm just curious, that's why I'm here. It just so happens that I bought a ferocious beast in Devil City a few days ago. Don't tell me this Beast Battle Conference is going to pit the beasts against each other? Just thinking about it makes me excited. The crowd outside of Hero City was discussing among themselves. Some of them came empty-handed, but there were also many disciples who came with ferocious beasts or with ferocious beasts. Those beasts were obviously not tamed yet. They roared and struggled fiercely, trying to break free from the shackles on their wrists and ankles. Heroes of the martial world, today's Beast Battle Conference is about to begin. You won't feel that you've come in vain. Suddenly, someone shouted from within Hero City. Everyone's expressions changed as they saw Alliance leader Qin walk out with a quiet girl in his arms. Behind the two of them, there was also an extraordinarily beautiful woman. The two women were Su Ruoro and Xiao Li. Qin Feng didn't bring Qiao Shishir with him because many outer martial world disciples had seen Qiao Shishir in Devil City. If she appeared, Qin Feng's identity as Jing Shui would be exposed. I'm Wudong Mountain's disciple Zhang Bei. Greetings, Alliance leader Qin. 7-Star Mountain's eldest disciple Kuai greets Alliance leader Qin. Alliance leader Qin. As soon as Qin Feng appeared, all the disciples outside the gate saluted him. Even though some of them had witnessed the might of the Spirit Beast sect in Devil City, they didn't dare to be presumptuous in front of Qin Feng. Qin Feng wore a white suit, standing among the crowd of people dressed in long robes and cloth. He looked a little strange. There were some injuries on his body, but these disciples couldn't see them. Even if they were beaten to death, they would never think that Alliance leader Qin was the ugly man who fought the Spirit Beast commercial group in Devil City 3 days ago. Qin Feng stood in front of the crowd and looked around. This time, there were no less than 100 disciples who brought their battle pets and mounts. The beasts in their hands were obviously not tamed yet. They all had ferocious faces and were constantly struggling. These beasts were riddled with scars. It was obvious that they had been cruelly tortured. Qin Feng's heart burned with anger, but he suppressed it in the end. With his current status and power, he could announce in public that these people would hand over the beasts in their hands. However, doing so would arouse everyone's suspicion. Once Qin Feng's identity as Jing Shui was exposed, the people from the Spirit Beast sect would immediately come looking for him. Qin Feng wasn't afraid of those people, but he had to protect Qiao Shishir from being captured. This forced him to keep a low profile. Alliance leader Qin, what do you mean by holding the Beast Battle Convention today? Everyone in the crowd couldn't wait anymore. Qin Feng said with a calm expression, I heard that a few days ago there were people selling large amounts of beasts in Devil City in Chuan Central. But I've been too busy recently and didn't have the time to take a look. Today I'm holding this Beast Battle Convention with the intention of letting everyone's beasts fight and see how powerful these beasts are. Qin Feng's words caused the crowd to scream. Just thinking about the beast battle made their blood boil. The beasts that were bound by the iron chains seemed to understand Qin Feng's words. They fiercely roared at Qin Feng without stopping. Su Ruoro and Xiao Li still didn't know what happened in Devil City. They also didn't know Qin Feng's intention in holding the Beast Battle Convention. The two women were frightened by the ferocity of the beasts. They sympathized with them. Su Ruoro couldn't bear it and said, Qin Feng, let's not hold the Beast Battle Convention. Those beasts are very pitiful. Qin Feng understood Su Ruo's thoughts. He patted her back and said, "Don't worry, I know what I'm doing." Seeing that Qin Feng was determined, Su Ruo and Shaoli looked at each other helplessly. Qin Feng had already walked to the side. He had already ordered people to build a temporary beast battle arena. It was surrounded by iron fences and guarded by many subordinates from Hero City. Chapter 1295. Wow. This arena looks so cool. Alliance leader Qin, these beasts are vicious and have extraordinary strength. Are the surrounding fences reliable? Don't let the beasts escape. What are the rules of the Beast Battle Convention? How are we going to compete? Everyone became excited when they saw the arena. Qin Feng said calmly, "I personally built this arena and set up a small defensive formation. It's easier said than done to escape from it. Everyone, don't worry about it. As for the rules of the Beast Battle Convention, it's very simple. Everyone can take out their beasts and fight on the stage. The winner will get the opponent's beast." Qin Feng planned to use this Beast Battle Convention to win all the beasts in everyone's hands. The crowd immediately exploded into a heated discussion about the rules Qin Feng had set. "We have to hand over the beast if we lose? I spent 2 orange-grade spiritual equipment to exchange for this beast. The rules are simple and crude. I want to participate. If I win, wouldn't I have won a beast for nothing?" The crowd had different expressions. Some wanted to retreat, but there were also many who were eager to try. Su Ruo and Shaoli frowned as they stood at the side. They looked at the beasts that were bound by chains and roared continuously. Now that the rules are clear, the Beast Battle Convention has officially begun. Who wants to go up and play? The Beast Battle Convention is limited to this day. If you miss it, you won't have another chance. Qin Feng jumped into the arena and said with a loud and majestic voice. The disciples gathered in the surroundings were agitated. Soon one of them jumped out. "Alliance leader Qin, I just bought this 3-eyed elephant boar from Devil City a few days ago. I'll let it fight." A brawny man wearing the North Pole sect's attire walked over with a huge 3-eyed elephant boar behind him. The wild boar seemed to have sensed danger and was roaring and struggling, scaring many people into retreating to the side. Then I'll fight with you first." Qin Feng moved his mind and a beast with pure green fur whizzed over. The crowd immediately looked over. The beast looked like a mastiff and leopard. It had a strong body and moved quickly. Its eyes emitted a cold light that made people feel fear. "Alliance leader Qin, is this your battle pet? Looks very powerful." Seeing the glacial snow mastiff, the North Pole sect disciple immediately regretted it. He realized that his 3-eyed elephant boar was no match for the glacial snow mastiff. Qin Feng said with a straight face, "How can you tell if I'm powerful or not from my appearance? You've already participated in the battle, yet you still want to retreat at the last minute? That way I'll consider it as you forfeiting the competition and you can directly give me your beast." As the leader of the martial arts world, Qin Feng's prestige was unparalleled. The disciple from the North Pole sect was extremely depressed, but he had no choice but to bite the bullet. "Alliance leader Qin, I won't give up. Let's have our 2 battle pets fight for a bit." "Alright, let's begin." Qin Feng leaped lightly and landed outside the beast fighting arena. The glacial snow mastiff and the 3-eyed elephant boar had already entered the beast fighting arena. The 2 beasts stared at each other. The glacial snow mastiff's expression was indifferent, as if it didn't care about the 3-eyed elephant boar at all. The 3-eyed elephant boar looked nervous, as if it was facing a great enemy. Qin Feng used his mind to communicate with the glacial snow mastiff. The snow mastiff suddenly roared and leaped. Speed was extremely fast. It turned into a streak of azure lightning and arrived high in the sky. It opened its large mouth and several ice spikes flew down. The 3-eyed elephant boar on the ground hadn't come back to its senses when the surroundings were frozen. The layer of ice spread, freezing the ground and the 3-eyed elephant boar into an ice sculpture. A beast battle seemed to have ended before it even began. Everyone was dumbstruck. The disciple from the North Pole sect was so depressed that he almost vomited blood. "Holy shit! What kind of beast is this? How could it be so powerful? You still can't tell? How is this an ordinary beast? I'm afraid it's a magical beast." As expected of Alliance leader Qin, you actually have a magical beast battle pet. This magical beast's strength is comparable to the first stage of true Qi. Just one battle pet is enough to sweep away half of the outer martial arts world's sex. The crowd was shocked by the glacial snow mastiff's strength. They stared at it with fearful and greedy eyes. Qin Feng already took a step forward and said, "This time your battle pet lost, so it's mine now." The North Pole sect disciple was sullen, but he didn't dare to resist. Qin Feng casually waved his hand and an intense fireball landed on the three-eyed elephant boar's body. The layer of ice covering its body completely melted in the span of a few breaths. "Bring this beast into Hero City," Qin Feng ordered. 4 disciples from Hero City immediately walked over and led the three-eyed elephant boar away. Qin Feng was in a good mood after taking down a beast so easily. He swept his gaze over the crowd and said, "The beast battle will continue. Does anyone else want to come up and challenge?" The crowd looked nervously at Qin Feng, then looked at the mighty and domineering glacial snow mastiff standing in the beast battle arena. Everyone's hearts were already lacking confidence. This glacial snow mastiff was truly too powerful. How could the battle pets they brought be a match for it? Su Ruoro and Shaoli were still a bit dazed. They still didn't understand the situation. The 2 girls felt that Qin Feng seemed to have another purpose for holding this beast battle. No one else wants to fight? You guys have to think this through. My glacial snow mastiff is a first-rank spirit beast. Don't you want it? Qin Feng's words caused a huge uproar. The crowd looked at the glacial snow mastiff again. They wanted to snatch it right away. That's a first-rank spirit beast? Really? A few days ago, among the beasts sold at Devil City, the most powerful ones were only at the magic beast level. Rumor has it that spirit beasts are of a higher level than magic beasts and have many hidden skills. Chief Qin must be telling the truth. With his status, there's no need for him to lie to everyone. The crowd, who were intimidated by the glacial snow mastiff and didn't dare to enter the arena, became excited again. That was a first-rank spirit beast. If they could get their hands on it, wouldn't they be able to do whatever they wanted in the martial arts world? Even the great elder of the Hidden Five would have to be afraid of it. Chief Qin, my single-horned rhinoceros wants to compete. Under the extreme temptation, the man from the Quick Blade sect walked out with a huge rhinoceros. The single-horned rhinoceros was huge, and when it walked, it was like a tank passing by, causing the ground to shake. Qin Feng had encountered a three-eyed elephant boar and a single-horned rhinoceros in Devil Beast Mountain. These 2 were considered ferocious beasts. They were extremely strong and had tough fur. Martial artists below stage 6 inner Qi could only run when they encountered their attacks. The single-horned rhinoceros had already been driven into the arena. It stood by the iron fence and didn't dare to approach the glacial snow mastiff. These beasts were intelligent and could sense the presence of danger. "You big idiot, hurry up and knock that snow mastiff over." The disciple from the Quick Blade sect was so anxious that his face turned red and he jumped up and down like a monkey. Everyone was excited as they stared at the arena. It was rare to see a battle between beasts. Before the Spirit Beast sect came out of seclusion to sell beasts, no one in the martial arts world had a battle pet. The single-horned rhinoceros ignored its master's curses and shrank in the corner. The glacial snow mastiff had received Qin Feng's order. They didn't need to fight and only needed to freeze the beasts. Whoosh! A green figure flashed by and dozens of icicles fell to the ground. The surrounding temperature plummeted and the martial arts disciples shivered from the cold. The ground and the single-horned rhinoceros were frozen in an instant. In the crystal-clear ice sculpture, the single-horned rhinoceros's dumbfounded expression could be seen. "Damn it, you piece of trash. Don't you know how to run?" Seeing that the single-horned rhinoceros was defeated so easily, the disciple from the Quick Blade sect cursed angrily. Qin Feng ignored the disciple and slapped a fire blade at the single-horned rhinoceros, melting the ice on its body. Another beast was subdued by him. At this moment, the martial arts disciples who were agitated all calmed down. Although they wanted the glacial snow mastiff very much, this spirit beast was too powerful. It could defeat its enemy with just a mouthful of ice. How could they fight it? Qin Feng asked a few more times, but nobody dared to stand out. The atmosphere was silent for a moment, but someone suddenly said, "Alliance leader Qin, that spirit beast of yours is too powerful. Why don't you give us a chance? We'll send 5 beasts to fight you. How about that?" The one who spoke was the disciple of the Wu-Tang clan, Zhang Bei. He had a Class 2 magical beast, the colossal elephant, in his hand. He had spent 100 mid-grade spirit stones, plus an orange grade and a blue grade spirit weapon to exchange for it. Young Master Zhang Bei is right. Alliance leader Qin, why don't you let us fight first? The crowd started to make a ruckus. They thought that if 5 beasts fought at once, there was a chance that they could defeat the glacial snow mastiff. Qin Fan wore a solemn expression on his face, appearing to be deep in thought. However, he was inwardly overjoyed. He was worried that fighting one by one would be a waste of time. If he were to subdue all of these beasts, he would have to fight until the next day. After a moment of silence, Qin Feng said, 5 beasts against one of mine. You're making things difficult for me. Zhang Bei, a disciple of the Wu-Tang clan, quickly said, Alliance leader Qin, as the leader of the martial arts world, you have many spirit weapons and magic treasures. I believe that one spirit beast is nothing to you. Why don't you help us? Alliance leader Qin, it's decided. Everyone had fallen into Qin Feng's trap, but they didn't know it. They looked like they had been sold, but they still helped Qin Feng count the money. Qin Feng held back his laughter and said seriously, if that's the case, I won't be unreasonable. Since it's a gift, I'll give you a few more at once. I have a rank 1 spirit beast with me. I'll let the 2 of them fight together. You can send 20 beasts to fight together. That should be fine, right? Qin Feng's words stunned everyone. Everyone had a look of disbelief on their faces. They thought that there was something wrong with their ears. Just then a loud cry rang out in the sky. Everyone looked up and saw a giant bird with fiery red feathers swooping down to the ground. Everyone's eyes lit up. Chapter 1296. Everyone was captivated by the flaming golden eagle. This huge, strange bird had bright and beautiful feathers, and its eyes were shining with wisdom. It was obviously not an ordinary beast. Compared to those beasts that only knew how to use brute force, it was much more powerful. I want this big bird. With it, I can fly in the future. I want to fly. Don't think too much. This spirit bird is mine. I have a rank 2 holy beast. What did Alliance Master Qin say? He will send 2 battle pets and we will send 20 battle pets to fight with him? Quick. We can't miss such a great opportunity. Let's form an alliance first. When we get the 2 spirit beasts, we will divide them among ourselves. The crowd was stirred again by the appearance of the flaming golden eagle. Su Ruoro and Shaoli walked over worriedly. They were familiar with the glacial snow mastiff and the flaming golden eagle, and they had developed feelings for them. If Qin Feng really lost, they would not agree. Qin Feng, stop playing. Those are your battle pets. Su Ruoro hugged Qin Feng's arm and said coquettishly. Shaoli also echoed, Master, please think twice. Qin Feng smiled at the 2 girls, stroked Su Ruoro's hair and said, don't worry, I have my own control. Qin Feng did not want to tell the 2 girls about the beast fight. He was afraid that they would be worried if he exposed the spirit beast sect. Seeing that Qin Feng had made up his mind, the 2 girls did not try to persuade him anymore. They stood on the side and watched worriedly. The disciples of the sects outside the martial arts world had chosen 20 beasts. They were impatient to participate in the competition, as if they were afraid that Qin Feng would suddenly change his mind. Qin Feng was amused by their behavior. The Wu-Tang sect disciple Zhang Bei ran over and said, Alliance Master Qin, we are ready. Let's begin. Qin Feng glanced at the 20 beasts. They were quite a strong lineup. Among them there were 3 holy beasts, a dozen fierce beasts, and the rest were the lowest level wild beasts. Alright then, let's begin. Qin Feng revealed an awkward expression. The martial arts world disciples were excited, as if they were going to win before the beast fight even started. More than 20 beasts were chased into the beast battle arena. Fortunately, the beast battle arena was relatively spacious, and was more than enough for these beasts to fight. The flaming golden eagles continued to fly in the air and let out long cries. The glacial snow mastiff's expression became serious. The combined strength of these 20 beasts was not to be underestimated. The glacial snow mastiff suddenly raised its head and roared angrily. It transformed into a green figure and flew up into the sky. It opened its mouth wide and several ice spikes fell to the ground, instantly freezing the 3 wild beasts. The battle had begun. This was a battle between the beasts. The flaming golden eagle had already flapped its huge wings. Several fireballs fell like rain, igniting the surroundings of the Colosseum. It was a scene of a sea of fire. Oe. Woo-woo. For a moment the beastmen's roars were like thunder, and it sounded like their hearts were being torn apart. The crowd was so frightened that they retreated more than 10 meters away. The 20 beasts finally came to their senses and charged toward the glacial snow mastiffs in a frenzy. Rumble. A male lion leaped up and slapped its sharp claws at the glacial snow mastiff. The snow mastiff dodged to the side and landed on the ground with its legs. It rammed into the lion's abdomen and sent it flying out of the Colosseum. The darkness lion has been defeated. Take it away. Qin Feng's voice rang out. Immediately, 4 disciples of Hero City came up and dragged the darkness lion into Hero City. The owner of the lion thumped his chest and stamped his feet, but he could only watch as other people's battle pets continued to fight. The battle in the Colosseum was incomparably fierce. There were 3 demonic beasts among them. Their attacks were as ferocious as those in the true energy realm. If Qin Feng hadn't set up a defensive formation in the Colosseum, the surrounding iron fences would have long been destroyed. Rumble. High up in the sky, the flaming golden eagle was fighting with a male eagle and a huge eagle. They were the only 2 flying battle pets. The male eagle swooped down from the sky. It folded its wings and screeched continuously. It was as if it was a sharp arrow flying toward them. The flaming golden eagle flapped its wings and suddenly rose dozens of meters into the air. While dodging the male eagle's attack, it spat out a ball of flames at the male eagle. The male eagle was smashed into the ground, unable to move. The soaring eagle has been defeated. Take it away. The battle pets were defeated one after another. In less than 10 minutes, only the 3 demonic beasts were left in the Colosseum. The eyes of the Colosseum elephant, which was the largest among them, turned blood red. It was obviously enraged. Its angry roar was like an earthquake. The wind surged and the valley shook. It sprinted towards the glacial snow mastiff, its 4 legs causing the ground to shake and crack. Even the glacial snow mastiff didn't dare to face it head-on. It hurriedly shot out a few streaks of ice at it. Crack. As soon as the ice formed, it was destroyed by the huge impact of the Colosseum elephant. It turned into ice shards that flew everywhere and hit the iron fences like bullets. Rumble. There was a loud sound that seemed to explode the sky. The glacial snow mastiff immediately jumped and fled after its attack failed. The Colosseum elephant couldn't change its direction in time and crashed into the iron fences. The fences, which had a defensive formation on them, were immediately shattered and a hole appeared. Roar. The Colosseum elephant didn't chase after the glacial snow mastiff. It madly rammed into the fences. The hole became bigger and bigger. Oh no, the Colosseum elephant is trying to escape. The martial artists immediately cried out in alarm. Zhang Bei's face was even paler. The Colosseum elephant was his battle pet. Seeing this, the other 2 demonic beasts also rushed forward. One was a storm wolf man, and the other was a 2-headed green panther. Rumble. With a loud sound, the iron fences were completely destroyed. The 3 demonic beasts immediately dashed away, looking like they were about to escape. The glacial snow mastiff and the flaming golden eagle immediately chased after them. The martial artists outside screamed in fear. Su Ruoro and Shaoli were dumbfounded. Only Qin Feng's expression was calm. He secretly activated the pure spirit blood in the blood demon armor. Silly. The 3 demonic beasts that were running away stopped immediately. They stood rooted to the ground as if they had become stupid. Whoosh. The pursuing glacial snow mastiff dropped several icicles from the sky. The 3 demonic beasts and a large area of the ground were frozen. The demonic beast's consciousness was controlled by Qin Feng. They didn't struggle or resist. The crowd was disheartened. The Colosseum elephant, the 2-headed green panther, and the storm wolfman were defeated. Take them away. Qin Feng ordered. The 3 demonic beasts were dragged into Hero City. They would be taken to Qiao Shishir. Qiao Shishir would be the one to subdue the beasts. The fierce battle was finally over. The glacial snow mastiff and the flaming golden eagle were also injured. Qin Feng had already recalled them back to the system. The martial artists outside were still standing in a daze, especially those who had lost their battle pets. They looked depressed as if someone had died in their family. There were still more than 40 beasts that hadn't been subdued. However, Those martial artists didn't dare to participate in the competition. They wanted to turn around and run away with their battle pets. I didn't expect to win like this. I was so lucky. Qin Feng was a little embarrassed. He looked at the crowd with an embarrassed smile. The crowd didn't say anything. The disciples who had brought the beasts here held the iron chains in their hands tightly. They were afraid that the chains would be taken away. Ahem. 2 of my spirit beasts were seriously injured in the battle just now. Do you want to continue fighting? This is a great opportunity. Moreover, it's 20 beasts. I believe you can win this time. Qin Feng began to persuade the crowd again. However, after witnessing the power of the glacial snow mastiff and the flaming golden eagle, no one else was willing to participate in the competition. Moreover, 3 of the most powerful beasts had participated in the last battle. In the end, they still lost. The remaining disciples only had wild beasts and ferocious beasts, so they were no match for the beasts. Qin Feng tried to persuade them for a while, but it didn't work. He began to think of other countermeasures. At this moment, Little Pig's voice came, "Master, why don't you let Pikachu fight? That guy hasn't broken through yet. He'll be useless if you keep him." Qin Feng had fused 4 battle pets. The black tortoise had dominated the sea. The flaming golden eagle and the glacial snow mastiff had dominated a region. Only Pikachu was the same as before. He only knew how to act cute and act dumb all day long. Little Pig's suggestion moved Qin Feng. Actually, the reason why Pikachu hadn't grown was because he had always been by Su Ruoro's side. Su Ruoro pampered him every day in serenity. How could this little guy have grown? My friends from the martial arts world, you're making me feel embarrassed. Qin Feng had an idea. He looked at the crowd again and said, "How about this? This time I'll take out a cute pet to fight with you. You can send as many beasts as you want. My cute pet doesn't know anything. If you defeat him, I'll give all the beasts I won to you. How about that?" The originally quiet crowd burst into an uproar again. "Alliance Leader Qin, are you serious? Alliance Leader Qin, why don't you take out your cute pet for everyone to see? I hate it. My battle pet has already lost. I can't participate in this round." Qin Feng saw that everyone's interest was piqued. He immediately grabbed Pikachu and brought him to the arena. Su Ruoro jumped in fright. She ran up and hugged his arm, saying, "Qin Feng can't. Pikachu doesn't know anything. He'll be bitten to death by those fierce beasts." Pikachu was a battle pet that was fused from a cat and a mouse. He was born with a small personality. At this moment, his fur stood up as if he had been electrocuted. He blinked at Qin Feng with his large, watery eyes and clasped his paws together. His pitiful appearance almost made Qin Feng laugh. "Pika Pikachu. What kind of bird language is this guy saying?" Qin Feng pretended not to see Pikachu's cute act and communicated with Little Pig telepathically. He said how could Master bear to let him fight? He's Master's little cotton-padded jacket. He still has to massage Master's shoulders and back. Little Pig said. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. Ever since he fused with Pikachu, this guy never massaged his back. Instead, he often burrowed into Su Ruoro's collar. This made Qin Feng even more determined to let Pikachu fight. "It's fine, Ruoro. This little guy is spoiled. If you don't force him, he'll never evolve." Chapter 1297. Everyone was stunned when they saw Pikachu. Was such a small and cute mouse really going to be used in a fight? Not to mention those ferocious beasts. Any random person would be able to trample this little guy to death. Alliance Leader Qin, are you kidding? Are you really going to let this little mouse fight? Alliance Leader Qin, I want to participate. You can't go back on your word. If this little guy loses, you have to give me all the battle pets you won. I want to participate too. I think Alliance Leader Qin said that this competition doesn't limit the number of participants. The silent crowd burst into an uproar. They stared at Pikachu like hungry wolves seeing a little sheep. Pikachu had already been thrown into the arena. He was so scared that he ran around and kept shouting, "Pika Pikachu." Don't worry everyone. I keep my word. This is the last battle of today's Beast Battle Conference. Come if you want to participate. We won't be able to wait after the deadline. As soon as Qin Feng finished speaking, everyone rushed to sign up. Pikachu was just a little mouse in everyone's eyes. It was a matter of seconds to beat it up. The remaining 40 or so people with battle pets signed up. The disciples who had already lost their battle pets were extremely depressed. Soon the registration ended. 40 or so wild beasts were sent into the arena. Pikachu was so scared that he suddenly lay on the ground and pretended to be dead. Haha, that little mouse is so funny. I really want to take it back as a pet. This little guy doesn't look like an ordinary mouse. It looks a bit like a cat and its fur is very strange. I wonder what breed it is. I don't care what breed it is. It's going to be trampled to death soon. Alliance leader Chin has won over 20 beasts. There are even 3 beasts among them. They will belong to all of us in a while. The martial arts disciples were extremely excited before the competition even started. They even started discussing how to distribute the beast. Su Ruoro and Shaoli stood on the side, their hearts racing. Qin Feng frowned slightly. He was also somewhat worried. Pikachu was really too weak. If it was in danger, Qin Feng would immediately recall it back into the system. Roar. The 40 beasts roared as soon as they entered the arena. There were lions, leopards, tigers, gorillas, tortoises, geckos and all sorts of other creatures. Those who didn't know better would think that this was a zoo. Gecko had already taken the lead and rushed towards Pikachu. Its speed was as fast as lightning. Pikachu, who was pretending to be dead on the ground, suddenly jumped up. His speed of escape was even faster than Gecko's. The crowd of martial arts disciples who were watching were so shocked that their jaws dropped. Holy shit! Did this rat become a spirit? He ran even faster than me. It's useless no matter how fast it is. With so many beasts, we can block it and kill it. Everyone seemed very relaxed in this battle, as if they would win without a doubt. Pikachu was famous for its speed. Back then even Qin Feng couldn't catch up to it. Adding on its small size, it darted back and forth among the beasts, making them dizzy. Roar. Many beasts were enraged and roared into the sky. A gorilla fiercely stomped on the ground and the huge impact caused the ground to shake. Pikachu, who was running halfway, was directly sent flying. Another small red snake suddenly leaped up and spat out its tongue to bite. Swoosh. Pikachu was so frightened that he turned around and stepped on the red snake's head. He hurriedly flew to the top of another lion's head. The lion was instantly enraged, but it couldn't scratch the back of its head, so it angrily ran wildly. Swoosh swoosh swoosh. The roars around him were like thunder, but Pikachu's little heart was about to explode from fright. He complained in his heart about his master's inhumanity as he leaped in all directions, jumping from one beast to another. The scene immediately became a mess. More than 40 beasts were in a mess and ran around aimlessly. Many beasts collided with each other and both sides were injured and fainted on the ground. Holy shit! What's going on? Exclamations came from the crowd. The battle situation in front of them completely exceeded everyone's expectations. Even Qin Feng was stupefied. He didn't expect Pikachu to be able to defeat these beasts while running away. Muffled sounds rang continuously in the arena. The beasts collided with each other and the scene looked a little comical. Pikachu was already tired from running. His bristling fur was drenched in sweat and stuck to his body. He stuck out his pink tongue and panted as he ran. In a moment of absent-mindedness, his butt was bumped by a gecko and he flew into the air. This time Pikachu couldn't run anymore. He pounced around with his claws in the air, but he couldn't change his position at all. Roar roar. The beasts instantly became excited and grabbed at the sky one after another. The martial arts disciples outside the arena also shouted excitedly. They had expressions as if they saw victory. Su Ruoro and Shaoli broke out in a cold sweat. Qin Feng became nervous. He was just about to recall Pikachu back into the system when he heard Little Pig's voice. Master, don't be anxious. Spiritual pets need stimulation to break through. Wait a little longer, Pikachu can do it. Qin Feng was stunned. He didn't recall Pikachu. The beasts in the arena went crazy. They looked like they wanted to tear Pikachu to shreds. A giant ape man reached out and was about to pinch Pikachu's small hind leg. Pikachu! Whoosh! A clap of thunder suddenly exploded. The giant ape man, which was 3 meters tall when it stood up, was suddenly electrocuted. Purple electric currents surged on its body and it fell straight to the ground. The sound of the ape man landing was so loud that it smashed a small pit in the ground. The rest of the beasts suddenly froze and looked at Pikachu in fear. Pikachu! Swoosh! The yellow shadow flickered. Pikachu's adorable face suddenly became serious. His speed was so fast that even Qin Feng couldn't catch a trace of him. Thunder crackled in the air and the beasts in the circle were electrocuted one after another. Purple electric currents flickered faintly, and then a group of beasts fell to the ground. The martial arts disciples outside the arena were already stunned. Their eyeballs and jaws dropped to the ground. Su Ruoro and Shaoli covered their small mouths. They still couldn't figure out what was going on. Qin Feng was also shocked. Only he could clearly see that these electric currents were released from Pikachu's body. This little guy seemed to have activated a hidden skill. It was actually of the thunder attribute. Master Pikachu has successfully evolved. His hidden skill is 100,000 volts, which belongs to the level of heavenly thunder. It's as powerful as the lightning released by Master's purple thunder wild robe. Little Pig's explanation made Qin Feng excited. He was proud of Pikachu. He knew this little guy wasn't a newbie. Now he had finally grown up. Pikachu used both the wind speed and 100,000 volts skills at the same time. It was as if the wind was mixed with lightning. How could those 40 or so wild beasts resist the electric shock? In less than a minute they were all lying on the floor of the Colosseum. The battle was over, but the martial arts disciples couldn't recover their senses for a long time. Although Pikachu evolved and became stronger, his courage didn't grow at all. Those beasts were electrocuted, but he was still running around in fear. He ran towards Su Ruoro. Pikachu, don't come over. You have electricity. Su Ruoro suddenly woke up and pulled Shaoli to dodge. Pikachu pounced at Qin Feng with a wronged expression. Qin Feng was also afraid of the lightning on this guy. It was a lightning of the level of heavenly thunder. Even Qin Feng's current defense couldn't withstand it. Stand still and don't run around. Qin Feng shouted with his mind. After Little Pig translated, Pikachu squatted at Qin Feng's feet with a wronged expression. The electric current on his body gradually dissipated. Qin Feng squatted down and held him in his arms. Pikachu's emotions finally calmed down. He crawled into Qin Feng's sleeve and didn't dare to show his head again. Martial arts friends, I'm really sorry. I didn't think I would win this round again. That pet of mine can actually discharge electricity? I only found out today. Qin Feng glanced at the magnificent scene in the arena and then looked at the crowd. The crowd of martial arts disciples was furious. How could they believe Qin Feng's nonsense? They all felt that they were tricked by him. However, they were afraid of Qin Feng's identity as the Martial Arts Alliance Master, so they didn't dare to get angry in front of him. Alliance Master Qin, you're a little unkind. Sigh. As the Martial Arts Alliance Master, you actually dug a hole for everyone. The moral degeneration of the world is getting worse by the day. The crowd complained in low voices. Qin Feng blushed, but he pretended that he didn't hear anything. The crowd of disciples from Hero City had already come over to carry the fainted beasts into Hero City. Qin Feng chuckled and said, "All right, today's beast battle tournament is over. To show my magnanimity as the Martial Arts Alliance Master, I promise everyone that in the next 3 days, if you have any more battle pets, please bring them here. I will continue to fight with you. This time I will definitely pick the weakest." Qin Feng suddenly stopped mid-sentence. He looked at the crowd and shouted, "Huh? Don't go, I'm not done yet. Remember to bring more battle pets here." The martial arts disciples left with a belly full of anger. They almost teamed up to fight Qin Feng to the death. This guy was really too shameless. Qin Feng's plan was successful this time. He subdued more than half of the beasts sold in Devil City. He even helped Pikachu activate his hidden skill. This made him very happy. The crowd returned to Hero City. It was bustling with noise and excitement. Almost 100 beasts were gathered together, and the disciples of Hero City were guarding them. Qiao Shishir stood among the beasts and was using her mind to tame them. She had just reached the Emperor stage, so she was the queen of all creatures. She could make the beasts submit to her. Su Ruoro and Shaoli stared at the scene in front of them dumbfoundedly. Those ferocious and bloodthirsty beasts were like obedient lambs by Qiao Shishir's side. It was unimaginable. "Qin Feng, I have tamed these beasts. It will take some time to tame them completely. But I can guarantee that they won't hurt anyone." Qiao Shishir ran to Qin Feng and explained the situation to him. Qin Feng wiped the beads of sweat from her forehead, patted her head and said, "Thank you for your hard work. I'll send them back to Devil Beast Mountain in a few days. These beasts are used to living in the wild. Domesticating them is like taking away their lives." Qin Feng's words were exactly what Qiao Shishir wanted. She looked at Qin Feng gratefully. If it weren't for the presence of Su Ruoro and Xiao Li, she would have hugged Qin Feng and kissed him passionately. Chapter 1298. After Qin Feng won the beasts, Qiao Shishir spent the next few days taming the beasts in Hero City. These ferocious and violent beasts became docile and obedient after Qiao Shishir tamed them. Even Su Ruoro and Xiao Li came to play with them when they had nothing to do. Another 3 days passed and Qin Feng's injuries were mostly healed. Seeing that the beast had recovered and were completely obedient to Qiao Shishir, Qin Feng decided to send them to Devil Beast Mountain. At this time, Qin Feng received a message from the Qin Mansion in the provincial capital. Qin Feng hadn't visited Qin Mansion for a while, so he put aside the beasts and used the system's spacetime door function to rush back to Qin Mansion. Standing before the gate of Qin Mansion, Qin Feng raised his head and looked at the magnificent and domineering courtyard. His heart was filled with emotions. Over the past year, Qin Mansion had undergone tremendous changes. Many things had happened between him, Qin Shao, Qin Yi and Qin Wudao. Fortunately, they were on good terms now and Qin Mansion was growing stronger day by day. This made Qin Feng very happy. Young Master Qin? Are you really back? That's great. Young Master Qin is back. I'll tell everyone now. Qin Feng was discovered standing outside the gate of Qin Mansion for a while. Instantly, the entire Qin Mansion was bustling with activity. Less than half a minute after the Qin family's guard left, a group of Qin family's main relatives swarmed out of the courtyard and gathered around Qin Feng. Feng, you're back. Qin Huang hugged Qin Feng excitedly when he saw him. Qin Shitian smiled and nodded while stroking his beard. Qin Feng's second uncle and third uncle were there. Qin Shao was also standing at the side happily. Qin Wudao and Qin Yi had gone to Hero City in Acropolis City to help develop Hero City. A cute little beauty ran out of the crowd and held Qin Feng's arm affectionately. She was as clingy as his little girlfriend. Big brother Qin Feng, you haven't come back to see Duo Air for a long time. Did you forget about me? The little girl was Qin Feng's cousin, Qin Duo Air. Her big watery eyes were like twinkling stars as she stared at Qin Feng. Qin Feng lovingly patted Duo Air's head and smiled. How could I forget you? I've been a bit busy lately, so I came back to see you. Qin Duo Air pouted and hugged Qin Feng's arm, unwilling to let go. Grandpa told you to come back. Otherwise, you wouldn't have come back to see me. Everyone in the Qin family was dumbfounded. They realized that Qin Duo Air was like a different person every time she was in front of Qin Feng. She was usually independent in the Qin manner and rarely acted coquettishly or cute. However, in front of Qin Feng she was like a little girlfriend. She was Qin Feng's cousin. Qin Emperor felt embarrassed when he saw this, but a complicated and strange glint flashed in Qin Shitian's old eyes. He walked over and said, "That's enough, Duo Air. Don't make trouble with your big brother Qin Fen. His identity is special now and he has many important matters to attend to. You should be content that he can come back once." Qin Duo Air seemed to have woken up. She saw that they were surrounded by the Qin family members. She was so shy that she immediately let go of Qin Feng's arm. She stood to the side with a red face and didn't say anything. Everyone was amused by her cute appearance. Qin Shitian chuckled and pulled Qin Feng into the house. Walking in the old house of the Qin manor, Qin Feng felt the warmth and stability of a home. He was now the most powerful person in the secular world and the leader of the martial arts circle. He had to walk among the crowd of powerful martial artists every day, investigate the whereabouts of his mother and protect his family and friends. The burden on his shoulders was extremely heavy. However, the moment he stepped into the house he felt that everything he had done was worth it. The guards and servants of the Qin manor greeted Qin Feng. He was the most powerful person in China. His presence made the servants of the Qin manor feel honored. Qin Feng followed everyone into the old house. Qin Shitian had already arranged a banquet. The family gathered around the dining table, chatting and laughing. This feeling made Qin Feng feel as if he had been in another world. "Feng, you didn't drink too much, did you?" After the meal, many people drank too much and were carried back to their rooms by the servants to rest. Qin Shitian was old but strong. He drank a bottle of white wine, but he still acted as if nothing had happened. He looked at Qin Feng. "Qin Duo, sat next to Qin Feng. She had no intention of leaving. She looked like she wanted to accompany Qin Feng tonight. Grandpa, I'm fine. But you didn't drink too much, did you? Do you want me to take you back to your room to rest? Qin Feng said. Qin Shitian waved his hand. He had a heroic aura. This little bit of wine is nothing. When I was your age, a caddy of white wine was the beginning. Qin Shitian boasted about his heroic deeds when he was young, making Qin Duo laugh. Grandpa, I think you must have drunk too much. You should go back to sleep. Qin Shitian glared and reprimanded. Why are you still sitting here? So late. Go back to your room and sleep. You can't stay up late. Be careful or you won't be pretty. Qin Duo's little face wrinkled. She regretted talking too much. She held on to Qin Feng's arm and didn't want to go. I don't want to sleep yet. Let me accompany big brother Qin Feng. Qin Shitian smiled bitterly and shook his head. All right, go back to your room and sleep first. I have something important to talk to Qin Feng about. I'll ask him to go shopping with you tomorrow, okay? Qin Shitian liked Qin Duo very much. He spoiled her since she was young. Qin Duo was a woman with good eyesight. Seeing that her grandpa really had something to talk to Qin Feng about, she didn't throw a tantrum. All right. Grandpa, you have to keep your word. I'll wake up early tomorrow to look for big brother Qin Feng. Qin Duo skipped away, leaving Qin Feng, Qin Shitian and Qin Huang in the main hall. Qin Huang sat silently at the side as if he had a lot on his mind. Seeing that there was no one else, Qin Shitian's expression suddenly became serious. Feng, I suddenly called you back this time because I have something important to tell you. Be mentally prepared first. Qin Feng's expression changed. He also became serious. Grandpa, did someone offend you when I wasn't here recently? Tell me the names of those people. I'll go teach them a lesson right now. Qin Shitian waved his hand. It's not what you think. Now that we have your prestige in the Qin manor, who dares to offend us? Before Qin Shitian finished speaking, Qin Feng asked urgently, then what is it? Qin Shitian sighed and glanced at the Qin emperor surreptitiously. When he saw the Qin emperor nod, he continued, it's about your identity. My past? Qin Feng had a confused expression. Is it about my mother? I've been investigating this matter recently. I've already found out that the Thousand Shadow sect is one of the Absolute Heaven sects. These days, the Absolute Heaven sect has come out of seclusion. I should be able to find them. Qin Feng's words made Qin Shitian and Qin Huang's eyes brighten. They didn't expect Qin Feng to act so quickly. But soon Qin Shitian calmed down. Feng, this time I'm not talking about your mother but your father. The more Qin Feng listened, the more confused he became. He looked at Qin Huang sitting at the side and said, my father? Isn't he there? Qin Huang, who had been silent, suddenly raised his head and met Qin Feng's gaze. His eyes were filled with a complicated expression. Feng, I'm not your biological father. I'm just your adoptive father. Qin Feng felt as if he had been struck by a bolt of lightning. This truth came too suddenly and he couldn't accept it immediately. Dad, you're not joking with me, right? You're not my biological father? Qin Feng was dumbfounded. Qin Huang didn't look like he was joking. Actually, he had wanted to confess this to Qin Feng a long time ago. It was just that too many things had happened during this period of time, and it had been delayed until now. Qin Shitian didn't speak and his expression was grave. Qin Huang took a deep breath and organized his words. That's right, I'm not your biological father. 20 years ago, I met your mother, Qingying. At that time she was fleeing with you everywhere. I fell in love with Qingying at first sight, so I helped her adopt you. Qingying left after that. She was afraid that the people of the Thousand Shadows sect would find her and implicate you and the Qin clan. I haven't married until now, and I've always treated you as my biological son. It's because your identity is too awkward that your grandfather asked me to leave the Qin clan 20 years ago and develop my own business. We were afraid that the other members of the Qin clan would discover your secret. Once the news got out, you and the Qin clan would be in danger. You know what happened later. Now that I've seen you grow up and soar into the sky, it's time for me to tell you about your background. I've hidden it from you for so many years. I hope you won't blame me and your grandfather. Qin Huang revealed everything in one breath. Qin Shitian's expression was solemn and he sighed from time to time. Qin Feng was stunned and he even suspected that he was dreaming. He had always treated Qin Huang as his biological father, and the Qin clan as his home. He didn't expect things to be different. The main hall of the old mansion fell into silence. The three of them each had their own thoughts and didn't speak. Qin Feng was trying his best to digest Qin Huang's words and he finally calmed down. Dad. Then where is my biological father now? Qin Feng suddenly asked. Qin Shitian and Qin Huang's eyes lit up, and they looked at Qin Feng in surprise. From the way he called Dad, the two of them knew that Qin Feng wasn't angry and he was still a member of the Qin clan. It's my fault. I should have told you this earlier. As for your biological father's whereabouts, I can't find him anymore. However, I asked Qingying back then and she said your father was a beast king. Qin Feng was stunned. His biological father was a beast king? He couldn't help but think of his special physique. He could refine inner qi, cultivate demon qi and even corpse qi and poison qi. Back then Little Pig had laughed at his body for being a septic tank. Now that Qin Feng thought it through, could it be that he had the blood of the beast clan in him? He was a beast clan? Qin Feng couldn't accept this. Master, don't worry. You're not a beast clan but your bloodline is a bit special. Little Pig's voice sounded. Qin Feng hurriedly asked, what's special about it? I don't have the right to say that. Master can spend 5 million hedonist points and let the system extract your bloodline for analysis. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. He didn't know whether he should be happy or depressed. Chapter 1299. After learning about his biological father, Qin Feng figured out many things. No wonder his body could cultivate all kinds of qi. With Qiao Shishir's help he became a spirit beast master in one day and broke through to the sovereign realm. No wonder Qin Yi, Qin Wudao and Qin Xiao hated him so much. These three cousins probably knew this secret. Qin Feng thought of Qin Duo Air. That girl was closer to him than cousins. She asked him some strange questions. Now that he thought about it, Qin Feng understood. Dad. Grandpa. Although I'm not of the Qin clan's bloodline, I have to thank the two of you for raising me. I'll continue to search for the whereabouts of my mother and father, and I'll still be a member of the Qin clan. You'll always be my father and grandfather. After a long silence, Qin Feng suddenly stood up and looked at the two with a heavy expression. Qin Huang sobbed uncontrollably. Qin Shitian's tears streamed down his face. They had prepared for the worst before telling Qin Feng the secret. They didn't expect that Qin Feng didn't blame them and they treated Qin Feng as family. The three of them sat around the dining table and drank wine again. After they had told all the secrets, Qin Huang and Qin Shitian seemed to have changed into another person. They felt extremely relaxed and happy. This secret had been kept in their hearts for 20 years. During these 20 years, when had they ever had a good sleep? Feng, where do you plan to find your biological father? Qin Huang asked while drinking. Qin Fen's expression was grave. He had no clue as to what was going on. There was very little information about his biological father. All he knew was that he was a beast king. I plan to find my mother first. Then I'll go with her to find my father. Qin Feng's expression became determined. No matter how difficult the path of finding his family was, he wouldn't retreat. Qin Huang's eyes became wet again. He drank a cup of white wine and said, Don't worry. I'll go with you. Your family will be reunited sooner or later. Qin Shitian asked, By the way, Feng, you said you found clues about your mother? Dad, Grandpa, the disciples of the Absolute Sects have come out of seclusion to train. I ran into the people of the Spirit Beast sect in Devil City. The people of the Thousand Shadows sect took Xiao Lingxian away. I plan to find them while they're out of seclusion. After Qin Fen told them about the recent situation, Qin Shitian and Qin Huang were astonished. With their limited knowledge, they didn't know about the existence of the Despair Gate. Qingying didn't tell Qin Emperor about this either, mainly because she was afraid of implicating the Qin clan. Now a brand new world of Huaxia martial arts was slowly opening up in front of the two of them. It was as if they had been reborn, and the more they felt, the more difficult and dangerous this road would be. Feng, according to what you've said, the disciples of the Absolute Door are all very strong. Even you can't deal with them. You must be careful. If there's anything you need Qin's mansion's help with, you must let us know. We've always treated you like family. Qin Huang and Qin Shitian urged again and again. Qin Feng nodded. However, he knew in his heart that the absolute N-sex strength was something that Qin's clan could not fight against. Even the entire outer world of martial artists was not an opponent for the disciples of the absolute N-sect. He still had to rely on himself for these things. It was a good night of chatting. The relationship between the three of them did not become estranged from the revelation of the secret. Instead, it became more intimate. Qin Duo ran in early in the morning. She was wearing a pink short skirt and had a butterfly hairpin on her head. She was young and charming. "Why you guys drank the whole night yesterday?" Qin Duo ran here from Qin Feng's room. She found no one in Qin Feng's room, so she was stunned by the scene in the main hall. The three of them looked at each other and smiled. Their eyes hid the light of reaching a consensus. The three of them did not plan to spread the secret of Qin Feng's identity. It was as if nothing had happened last night. "Duo, did you come here early in the morning to play with Grandpa?" Qin Shitian was amused. Of course, he knew Qin Duo was looking for Qin Feng. Duo blushed and stamped her feet. "I'm looking for Big Brother Qin Feng. Grandpa, did you drink too much? Didn't you promise Big Brother Qin Feng to take me shopping today?" Qin Shitian and Qin Huang were amused by Duo's cute and shy behavior. Now that the secret in their hearts was revealed, they felt relaxed. They could tell that Qin Duo seemed to be interested in Qin Feng. They didn't talk about it before, but now they didn't care. Since Qin Feng was not a relative of Qin's mansion, it was normal for him to be with Duo. "You silly girl, how am I drunk? Hurry up and go play with Qin Feng." Qin Duo was stunned. She felt that her grandpa and uncle were different today. It was as if they were two different people. But Qin Duo couldn't figure it out. She didn't care and dragged Qin Feng out. Qin Feng had just found out about his biological father last night, so he was even more anxious to find his mother's whereabouts. However, seeing how excited Qin Duo was, Qin Feng didn't want to spoil her mood. He decided to spend the day with this little girl. The streets of the provincial capital were bustling with people. Many couples were hugging each other. Qin Duo hugged Qin Feng's arm tightly. Qin Feng felt a softness pressing against him. He didn't mind when he didn't know about his identity, but now that he was in close contact with Duo, he couldn't help but feel awkward. "Duo, what a coincidence." A cold but pleasant voice traveled over. Qin Feng looked over and was instantly shocked. Qin Duo shouted in surprise, "Big sister Qing Shui, you're shopping too?" Dongfang Qing Shui wore a white dress and stood in the sunlight. She was as cold and aloof as a fairy that had descended to the mortal world. She raised her eyebrows and looked as if she had something on her mind. When her gaze fell on Qin Feng, her expression immediately changed. "Duo, I have something to do. I'll be leaving first." Dongfang Qing Shui didn't think she would run into Qin Feng. When she saw this man, she felt as if her heart was being pierced by needles. Ever since Qin Feng ran away from the wedding, Dongfang Qing Shui wanted to forget this stinky man. She thought she would gradually forget him as time passed, but she found that her longing and feelings for Qin Feng grew deeper and deeper. Qin Duo reacted quickly. She immediately grabbed Dongfang Qing Shui's arm and said, "Big sister Qing Shui, where are you in a hurry to go? Alright, aren't you friends with Big Brother Qin Feng? Why didn't you greet him?" Dongfang Qing Shui glared coldly at Qin Feng and didn't say anything. Qin Feng blushed and felt extremely awkward. At this moment, a tall and handsome man in a well-ironed white suit ran over. "Qing Shui, don't walk so fast. I'll treat you to a movie." A hint of disgust flashed through the depths of Dongfang Qing Shui's beautiful eyes. She didn't even look at the person behind her and said coldly, "Who wants to watch a movie with you? Don't bother me anymore." The man didn't seem to hear Dongfang Qing Shui's refusal. He shamelessly stopped her and said, "Qing Shui, are you in a bad mood? Then I'll treat you to Happy Valley. You can ride a roller coaster and all your worries will be gone. Or I can take you for a ride in my car. My car is parked over there." The man pointed at the cool Ferrari parked on the side of the road. A large group of people happened to pass by and couldn't help but glance at the red Ferrari 911. Some people even took a picture and posted it on their moments, pretending it was their car. Dongfang Qing Shui didn't even bother to look. She'd been annoyed by this man recently. Now that she bumped into Qin Feng on the street, she angrily turned and left. The man wanted to chase after her, but Qin Feng pulled him back. "Don't bother Qing Shui anymore or else you'll be in trouble." Qin Feng's actions stunned the man and Dong Fong Qing Shui. Dong Fong Qing Shui suddenly stopped and stood to the side. She didn't seem to be in a hurry to leave. The man was instantly enraged. He angrily yelled at Qin Feng, "Damn you, do you know who your elder is? You dare to meddle in your elder's business? Hurry up!" And halfway through yelling, the man suddenly froze. He looked at Qin Feng with a nervous expression and said, "Why, your young master Qin?" Nowadays, everyone in China knew of young master Qin's name. This was especially true in Acropolis City and the capital. Young Master Qin was the role model that rich young masters from all over the world fought to learn from. He was China's #1 hedonistic young master, and was even revered as a grandmaster by rich young masters everywhere. Qin Feng hadn't been in the capital for long, so he didn't know the man in front of him. Qin Duo Air spoke, "Brother, this is the capital's Yi family. His name is Yi Zhenlong. He's a hedonistic young master who idles around and picks up girls everywhere. This time he's most likely taken a fancy to big sister Qing Shui's beauty. Brother, you have to control him." Qin Duo Air had a good relationship with Dong Fong Qing Shui, so she naturally didn't want to see big sister Qing Shui being bullied. She knew that big brother Qin Feng had an illustrious status in China. A second-rate young master like Yi Zhenlong was like an aunt to him. Qin Feng didn't need Qin Duo Air to say anything. Qin Feng wouldn't sit idly by after seeing this. He indifferently looked at Yi Zhenlong and said, "Go and apologize to Qing Shui. Don't bother her again. If I find out, I'll personally go to the Yi family." Yi Zhenlong was so scared that his entire body trembled. Qin Feng's name had already spread throughout the capital. Even the 4 major families, the Lu family, Yang family and Sima family, were afraid of him. The Sima family had been crushed by Qin Feng and had fallen so far that they couldn't be found. However, after a moment, Yi Zhenlong's expression changed. It was as if he had become a different person. He smiled playfully at Qin Feng and yelled, "Oh, so it's young Master Qin. I haven't seen you in the capital for a long time. I thought you disappeared." Qin Feng and the others were stunned by Yi Zhenlong's reaction. Qin Feng raised his eyebrows and said, "Don't talk nonsense with me. Do as I say or you'll regret it." Yi Zhenlong's heart trembled. He was still afraid of Qin Feng's power. Rumor had it that Qin Feng was the #1 martial artist in the secular world. He could kill him with one slap. However, he didn't back down. He stared at Qin Feng coldly and said, "Young Master Qin, I have no enmity with you. You don't have to be so rude to me. Be careful not to trip." Qin Duo Air's little face was full of doubt. She looked at Yi Zhenlong in disbelief. Chapter 1300. Qin Feng looked at Yi Zhenlong in confusion. He wondered if Yi Zhenlong was out of his mind. A muffled sound suddenly rang out. Qin Feng slapped Yi Zhenlong, causing him to spin on the spot. The place was not far from where Yi Zhenlong parked his Ferrari. The crowd gathered around the Ferrari as if they were waiting for a good show. "Someone's fighting. So exciting." "Fuck. Do you know who the person who was slapped was? He's the young master of the Yi family in the provincial capital, Yi Zhenlong." "Wei. He's Yi Zhenlong? I've always heard of his name, but it's my first time seeing him in person. That Ferrari 911 parked by the roadside is young Master Ye's ride. How dare someone slap him in the face? Does he want to stay in the provincial capital anymore?" The crowd was in an uproar. Some people even recognized Yi Zhenlong. However, no one recognized Qin Feng. After all, Qin Feng hadn't been in the provincial capital for long. Most of the onlookers were ordinary people. Only the descendants of the big families and martial artists had seen Qin Feng before. The rest of the people had only heard of his legend. The crowd grew bigger and bigger and the discussion became more and more exciting. Many people recognized Dongfang Qing Shui and Qin Duo Air. They were the daughters of the big families in the provincial capital. How could they bump into them on the street? "You dare to hit me? You'll regret it." Yi Zhenlong felt hundreds of people pointing at him. He was infuriated. Qin Feng raised his brows again. He didn't understand where this brat got his courage from. Thus Qin Feng slapped him again. Slap. This slap was so powerful that it sent Yi Zhenlong flying more than 10 meters away. He screamed in pain. Qin Feng didn't bother to look at him. He spoke as if he was talking to the air. "I'm warning you for the last time. Don't provoke Qing Shui again. Otherwise, I'll make you disappear from this world." Qin Feng's threat to kill in public scared the onlookers to death. No one recognized Qin Feng, but they were all guessing his identity. Who is this guy? How dare he be so arrogant in the provincial capital? He even dared to hit the young master of the Yi family. How could he be so skilled? Sending a person flying with one slap? Qin Feng ignored those people's discussions. After slapping Yi Zhenlong, he walked over to Dongfang Qing as if nothing had happened. It's rare for me to come to the capital, and I haven't visited Dongfang Yuan in a while. Is Elder Dongfang at home? I'll pay him a visit. Qin Feng spoke courteously as if he and Dongfang Qing were just normal friends. Dongfang Qing's expression didn't look too good. She coldly refused. Grandpa isn't home, so don't come to my house in the future. I get annoyed when I see you. Qin Duo realized that there was a conflict between Qin Feng and Qing Shui, but she didn't know what was going on. Qin Feng acted as if he hadn't heard Dongfang Qing words. He pulled Qin Duo forward. I'll know if they're home or not when I see them. Let's go to Dongfang court together. Qin Feng ignored Dongfang Qing's objections and headed towards Dongfang court. He wasn't looking for trouble. Since he bumped into Dongfang Qing on the streets, he had to take her back safely. Not long ago he gave Yi Zhenlong a beating. Qin Feng was afraid that brat would come looking for revenge. If he left Dongfang Qing alone and something happened, he wouldn't be able to bear the responsibility. Dongfang Qing stomped her feet in anger, but there was nothing she could do. Qin Feng was still following her, so she quickened her pace and had the guards chase Qin Feng away when they reached the door. There weren't many changes to Dongfang Yuan. There was a row of wide and heroic red brick walls. Inside was the Dongfang Yuan old residence that occupied a large area. This enormous courtyard was awarded to Dongfang Mingwang by the Dragon Sect. Any member of the Nine Dragon Sect who became a marquis in China received a reward. Red Dragon's Dongfang Yuan, Purple Dragon's Soaring Cloud Mansion, Blue Dragon's Redbud Pavilion, Black Dragon's White Phoenix's Dragon and Phoenix Hall. Divine Dragon was directly awarded the title of king and occupied the land of the Divine Dragon Mountain. With Qin Feng's current status and position, he was also awarded the title of king. He didn't take the land given by the Dragon Sect. Instead, he privatized Hero City in Acropolis City as a reward. Eldest miss, you're back? Is this young Master Qin? When the three of them arrived at the entrance, they bumped into the old butler who went out to buy something. The old man was shocked when he saw Qin Feng. This was the #1 martial artist in China's secular world. He even defeated the legend of Divine Dragon. Butler Lin, don't mind that brat. He's nothing, Dongfang Qing grumbled. She was very dissatisfied with the butler's reaction. Qin Duo finally understood that big brother Qin Feng had offended big sister Qing Shui in some way. Hello, Butler Lin. Qin Duo took the initiative to greet the old man. She helped big brother Qin Feng to ease the atmosphere. Butler Lin was too busy looking at Qin Feng to notice Qin Duo. Yo, it's the eldest miss of Qin Manor. Quick, please come in. Butler Lin didn't dare to neglect Qin Feng and Qin Duo. He led them into the old residence. Dongfang Qing stomped her feet in anger, but she didn't say anything. As soon as they entered the house, Butler Lin yelled at the main residence. Master Dongfang, look who's here. A black shadow flashed and stood at the entrance of the main residence. Dongfang Mingwang's face darkened when he saw Qin Feng. You brat, how dare you come to my Dongfang garden? Aren't you afraid that I'll force you to marry me? Qin Duo covered her mouth in shock. He finally understood. Big brother Qin Feng ran away from the wedding? No wonder big sister Qing Shui was so angry. Ahem. Grandpa Dongfang, I haven't visited you for a long time. Since I'm back in the provincial capital, the first thing I wanted to do was to visit you. Qin Feng purposely avoided mentioning the matter of him running away from the wedding. When Dongfang Mingwang saw that Qin Feng's attitude was good, he calmed down a little. However, he heard Dongfang Qing snorting coldly. You were shopping on the street and coincidentally bumped into me. I just came to Dongfang Garden. Don't you feel embarrassed? Qin Feng blushed and looked awkwardly at Dongfang Mingwang. When he saw the old man glaring at him with anger, Qin Feng was worried that something bad might happen to him. Qing Shui is right. I was shopping with my little sister, but my purpose was to buy some gifts for you. I can't come empty-handed, can I? Qin Feng was impressed by his own intelligence. He was very proud of himself. Dongfang Qing Shui rolled her eyes. She had never seen anyone more shameless than Qin Feng. Dongfang Mingwang said in a deep voice, "What about the gifts you bought? Didn't you come empty-handed?" Qin Feng realized that he couldn't communicate with the Dongfang family anymore. He sent Dongfang Qing Shui home and planned to leave. "Grandpa Dongfang, I won't disturb you anymore. Keep an eye on the Yi family. I taught Yi Zhenlong a lesson just now because I'm afraid he might hurt Qing Shui." Qin Feng didn't care about Yi Zhenlong and the Yi family, but he was still worried. It was never wrong to be careful. Just as he reached the door, Qin Feng heard Dongfang Mingwang exclaim, "You beat up the Yi family?" The others were stunned. They didn't understand why Dongfang Mingwang was so excited. Qin Feng pulled duo air and walked a few steps back. He said, "I did. I beat that guy so hard that Mom and Dad won't be able to recognize him. Is there a problem?" Qin Feng had beaten up countless rich young masters in the provincial capital. From Lu Shu Yongqin Sima Xiang, to Gao Tianyao, Gao Feixiang Liang Yu Forgotten Si and other first-rate young masters. As for second- and third-rate young masters, Qin Feng had beaten up at least 80 of them. He had even forgotten about them. Today he was only slapping the second-rate Yi family in the provincial capital. He didn't know why Dongfang Mingwang was so nervous. "Why you really beat up the Yi family? This is going to be difficult." Dongfang Mingwang gradually calmed down. His expression became serious. Qin Feng was even more confused. He asked, "Is the Yi family powerful?" The Dongfang family is one of the 4 major families in the provincial capital. Why would they be afraid of the Yi family? As for the Qin family, we're even less afraid of the Yi family. Dongfang Mingwang sighed. He understood what Qin Feng was thinking. In the past, the Yi clan was nothing. But recently a powerful person came to the Yi clan. That person alone made the Yi clan arrogant. They didn't even put the 4 great clans in their eyes. "Do you know Yi Beixian?" Dongfang Mingwang asked Qin Feng. "Never heard of him." "Zai. It's normal that you haven't heard of him. Even I only heard of this name recently. Yi Beixian is only 25 years old this year. He is the direct descendant of the Yi family in the provincial capital. Rumor has it that he was taken away by a hidden expert when he was 3 years old because of his special constitution. He was gone for 23 years. Just a few days ago Yi Beixian came back. And the first thing he did when he came back was go to Mount God Dragon and easily defeated the Dragon God." Dongfang Mingwang's words stunned Qin Duo Air and Dongfang Qing Shui. They didn't expect such a big thing to happen in the provincial capital. Qin Feng was even more astonished. The Dragon God had stepped into stage 2. With the help of the sovereign peace system, it wasn't difficult for him to defeat a stage 3 master. A 25-year-old youth defeated the Dragon God? Wouldn't that kid be half as powerful as him? Why didn't I hear the Dragon God mention this? Qin Feng still didn't believe it. Dongfang Mingwang said seriously, "How could the Dragon God take the initiative to tell others about this? In less than a year he was defeated by you and that Yi Beixian. Sai, you know what I mean." Seeing that Dongfang Mingwang didn't seem to be lying, Qin Feng was shocked. A 25-year-old teenager had defeated the divine dragon. And this guy had been taken away by a hidden expert when he was young. Qin Feng's eyes lit up and he immediately thought of the Extinction Sect. Perhaps only the disciples of the Extinction Sect had this kind of ability. No wonder Yi Zhenlong was so arrogant. He didn't even take me seriously. Qin Feng suddenly understood many things. After Qin Duo Air and Dongfang Qing Shui learned the truth, they became nervous. "Brother, what do we do now? Will that Yi Beixian or whatever give you trouble?" Qin Duo Air hugged Qin Feng's arm, her eyes filled with worry. Dongfang Qing Shui was also worried about Qin Feng, but she stubbornly refused to say it. Boom. At this time, a muffled explosion sounded at the entrance. 4 guards flew into the inner courtyard. 3 of them fainted on the spot, and a stage 6 inner chi martial artist managed to speak. Chapter 1301. Rumble. As soon as the guard finished speaking, he fainted. Another series of muffled sounds came from the outer courtyard, and more guards fell to the ground in the inner courtyard. Dongfang Mingwang's eyes were bloodshot. He was so angry that his gray hair floated in the air. Dongfang Qing Shui and Qin Duo Air were nervous. They were just talking about the Yi family. Who dares to behave atrociously in the Dongfang family? Come out and accept your death. Dongfang Mingwang was the Red Dragon, one of the 9 dragons of China. The Dongfang family was one of the 4 major families in the provincial capital. Their power was second only to the Qin family. Who in the provincial capital dared to disrespect Dongfang Mingwang and the disciples of the Dongfang court? Now the people of the Yi family had come directly to their doorstep and injured the guards of the Dongfang court without saying anything. This was the first time something like this had happened in the Dongfang family. Heh! You're the Red Dragon of China? You don't look like much. Do you think you can kill me with your mediocre martial arts? What a joke. Wild laughter exploded in the inner court, but no one could be seen. Dongfang Mingwang frowned. His eyes flashed with seriousness. Judging from the sudden surge of unfamiliar aura in the inner court, the other party was obviously a powerful expert. Only Qin Feng's gaze fell on the roof of the Dongfang court's main residence. A white figure flashed by and a young man in fluttering white clothes stood there. Hurried footsteps came from the outer court. Yi Shenlong rushed into the inner court with a large group of Yi family members and guards. Dad, Grandpa, that's the brat who beat me up. Yi Shenlong pointed at Qin Feng as if he had changed into another person. An old man and a young man walked out from behind him. The old man was the Yi family's old patriarch Yi Zhenxing, and the middle-aged man was Yi Zhenlong's father, Yi Xinghe. Young Master Qin, you're so mighty. Yi Zhenxing looked at Qin Feng coldly as if he didn't care about Qin Feng at all. Yi Xing's expression was ferocious. He wanted to cut Qin Feng into 1,000 pieces. Qin Feng, don't think you're so great just because you're the most powerful person in the secular world. Do you think you can beat up the Yi family as you please? Dongfang Qin Shui and Qin Duo Heir were frightened by the Yi family and worried about Qin Feng. At the same time they were confused. Did the Yi family really dare to cause trouble for Qin Feng? Just how powerful was that Yi Beixian guy? What gave the Yi family so much confidence? The 2 girls scanned the crowd of the Yi family several times, but they still couldn't find Yi Beixian, who was rumored to be very powerful. Even Dongfang Mingwang was puzzled. With his cultivation level he still couldn't find Yi Beixian. This was Dongfang court. When they saw that someone had come to cause trouble, dozens of guards surrounded them. However, the Yi clan members acted as if they didn't see anything. Their faces were filled with arrogance and disdain, as if they weren't afraid even if the heavenly emperor came. Your Yi clan sure has guts. Since you dare to trespass into my Dongfang garden, don't blame me for being impolite. Throw them out. Dongfang Mingwang had always treated Qin Feng as his grandson-in-law, so of course he would stand by Qin Feng's side. This was also his territory. Without waiting for Qin Feng to make a move, Dongfang Mingwang had already given the order to his guards. A few of them were Stage 8 Inner Qi Masters and the rest were Stage 6 Inner Qi Masters. Such a lineup was quite powerful in the mundane world. Yi Zhenxing and the others were ordinary people who knew nothing about martial arts. However, the Yi family members weren't nervous at all when faced with the Dongfang family's guards. Beixian, it's all up to you now. A sneer flashed across Yi Zhenxing's wrinkled face. He suddenly shouted into the air. The Dongfang family's guards were stunned. They looked around and didn't see anyone, but a loud noise came from the middle of them. A white shadow flickered, and its speed was so fast that even Dongfang Mingwang couldn't see it clearly. Muffled sounds rang out one after another, and in just a few breaths' time, more than 30 guards were sent flying into the sky like flowers scattered by a celestial maiden. In the end, they were scattered all over the ground of the inner courtyard. The air seemed to have frozen. Dongfang Qin Shui and Qin Duo's jaws dropped. They were stunned by the scene before them. Dongfang Mingwang's expression became even more solemn. He finally saw the man in white standing at the front of the Yi family's crowd. He was certain that this man was Yi Beixian. Who are you? Dongfang Mingwang asked. The man in white looked to be around 25 or 26 years old. He had an unruly expression on his face. He looked at Dongfang Mingwang with disdain and snorted, "Humph, you don't deserve to know my name. I'm representing the Yi family to suppress the Dongfang family. It's your family's honor that my cousin Yi Zhenlong has taken a liking to your daughter. Now betroth her to my cousin. Otherwise I'll wash the Dongfang garden with blood." Yi Beixian's tone was arrogant. Not only did he look down on Dongfang Mingwang, but he also looked down on the entire Dongfang garden. The Yi family members were so excited that they wanted to shout out loud. Before Yi Beixian returned, the Yi family was only a second-rate family in the provincial capital. Since when did they dare to offend the Dongfang family? Not to mention scolding and threatening Dongfang Mingwang. Now that Yi Beixian was representing the Yi family, his domineering aura brought honor to the Yi family. Bastard! How can a piece of trash like Yi Zhenlong be worthy of my Qing Shui? I'll give you one chance. Leave now or don't blame me for being impolite. Dongfang Mingwang was furious, but he didn't explode. He was afraid of Yi Beixian's skills. Yi Beixian came and went like a shadow. Dongfang Mingwang didn't even know when he appeared. Hehe. You're impolite to me? Let's see if you have what it takes. Yi Beixian sneered. Suddenly he turned into a white shadow and attacked Dongfang Mingwang. His speed was as fast as lightning. In the blink of an eye he appeared in front of Dongfang Mingwang. Suddenly he struck out with his palm. The air exploded as if a bomb had been detonated. Boom. Dongfang Mingwang had no way out. He had no choice but to meet Yi Beixian's attack with his fist. When the fist and the palm collided, the ground under their feet cracked. Yi Beixian stood still in the crack, but Dongfang Mingwang was sent flying. He landed in a corner a dozen meters away, knocking over the wall. Grandpa, are you okay? Don't scare me. Dongfang Qing's face turned pale. She ran to her grandpa's side. Qing Duer's face turned pale. She knew how powerful her grandpa was. He was the red dragon of the 9 dragons in China. How could he be defeated by Yi Beixian with one strike? Is this the power of the 9 dragons in China? Looks like the secular world has really declined. If it continues to develop, martial arts will be completely extinct. Yi Beixian didn't even look at Dongfang Mingwang after he sent him flying. He kept mumbling strange things as if he wasn't a part of the secular world. The Yi family was a little nervous at first. After all, they were in the Dongfang garden. However, when they saw the current situation, their faces were full of disdain. Stupid old man, I'll ask you one last time. Are you going to marry me or not? Yi Beixian stood 10 meters away and looked at Dongfang Mingwang coldly. This distance was nothing to him. He could kill Dongfang Mingwang in the blink of an eye. Dongfang Mingwang was seriously injured. He couldn't stop coughing. He didn't even have the strength to speak. Before he could speak, Dongfang Qing Shui shouted coldly, "Don't even think about it. I'd rather die than marry you." Boom. As soon as she finished speaking, the ground under Yi Beixian's feet cracked. He stared at Dongfang Qing Shui angrily. You really don't know how to appreciate favors. If that's the case, I'll kill your grandfather and bring you back to the Yi family. You'll have to marry me even if you don't want to. As soon as Yi Beixian finished speaking, he suddenly struck out with his palm. His palm seemed slow, but in an instant, a handprint appeared out of thin air. A loud explosion sounded, shocking everyone. Dongfang Mingwang and Dongfang Qing Shui were sitting in the corner unscathed. There was a huge pit in the middle of the inner courtyard. Beixian, that's Qin Feng. Everyone quickly regained their senses. Yi Beixian's palm was blocked by Qin Feng. Yi Zhenxing pointed out Qin Feng's identity. Yi Beixian looked at him with great interest. Oh, you're the #1 martial artist in the secular world, Qin Feng? You're Yi Beixian? Qin Feng asked. Yi Beixian didn't answer. He said, I went to the Divine Dragon Mountain 2 days ago and defeated the Divine Dragon. That guy was too weak. He couldn't even last 100 rounds with me. I heard that you're slightly stronger than him. I hope you won't disappoint me. Yi Beixian didn't take Qin Feng seriously at all. His expression was full of disdain. He added, of course I can give you a chance. Kowtow and admit your mistake now. Then my cousin will beat you up. I won't pursue what happened before. It's your choice. Heh. I think you're too arrogant. Yi Beixian's arrogance enraged Qin Feng. He roared and swung his fist. The Yi family members' expressions changed drastically. They could feel the airflow around them change along with Qin Feng's fist. An unprecedented pressure surged into their hearts. Many of them squatted on the ground and vomited. Half of Yi Beixian's smile disappeared. He raised his eyebrows and stared at Qin Feng, who was swinging his fist. Hehe. You're quite capable, but that's all there is to it. Boom. Qin Feng's fist was swung. It was as if thunder and tiger's roar resounded. The fist wind in the air was so strong that it contained surging sword qi. The special Thunder Tiger Flying Sword Fist was unstoppable. In the blink of an eye, it reached Yi Beishuan's chest. Yi Beishuan lowered his body and slapped his palm forward. Boom. The fist and palm collided in the air. Qin Feng's injuries hadn't healed yet, so he had to take 3 steps back. Yi Beishuan's horse stance was as steady as Mount Tai. 2 footprints were left on the ground under his feet. He stood straight and didn't move an inch. It seemed like Qin Feng was defeated in this exchange. The Yi family members instantly cheered. Fuck. Big cousin Beishuan is too powerful. He pushed Qin Feng back with one palm. That's Qin Feng, the #1 martial artist in China's secular world. Doesn't that mean Beishuan is the #1 martial artist in the secular world? Our Yi family is going to rise. We're really going to rise. Chapter 1302. Dongfang Qingxue and Dongfang Mingwang sat on the ground in a daze. They looked at the scene in front of them in disbelief. Yi Beishuan even forced Qin Feng to retreat? How was this possible? As one of the 9 dragons of Huaxiao, Dongfang Mingwang knew very well how powerful Qin Feng was. He was an existence that had defeated the divine dragon. As for Dongfang Qingxue, she had followed Qin Feng to River Central Demon City and even participated in the martial arts conference. She had personally witnessed Qin Feng single-handedly defeating numerous experts from outside the martial arts world and finally seizing the position of martial arts world's alliance master. How could Qin Feng, who was so powerful, lose? Humph. A mere true Qi stage 2 ant dares to act all high and mighty in front of me? What a joke. Yi Beishuan's maniacal laughter rang out. The faces of the Yi clan members were filled with excitement. It was as if they could see the rise of the Yi clan. Dongfang Mingwang was shocked. He had never known Qin Feng's true level. Now that he knew that Qin Feng was at level 2 of true Qi, such an unreachable level seemed to be nothing in Yi Beishuan's eyes. Qin Feng stood quietly in the inner courtyard. In his heart he concluded that Yi Beishuan was also a disciple of the Despair sect. Otherwise he wouldn't have such valiant skills. Qin Feng had a clearer understanding of the Despair sect. It seemed that the Despair sect was filled with experts, and any of the young disciples from the sect was a powerful being who had stepped into the true Qi realm. However, Qin Feng did not pay any attention to Yi Beishuan. After that one move he had already figured out this person's strength. Yi Beishuan's strength was much weaker than that of Spirit Beast Sect's Ling Feng and even that elder Ling He. He had only just stepped into true Qi stage 4. Seeing that Qin Feng was silent, Yi Beishuan thought that Qin Feng was afraid of him, so he became even more arrogant. Brat, I'll give you a chance to live. You're the #1 martial artist in China, right? If I defeat you now, you'll have to announce to the public that I, Yi Beishuan, am the #1 martial artist in China. In addition, in the future you will change your surname to Yi. When I am not in the capital, you will be a servant of the Yi family. You must protect the Yi family's stability at all times and unconditionally listen to my grandfather Yi Zhenxing's orders. Yi Beishuan was so arrogant that he wanted to take Qin Feng, the #1 martial artist in China, as his subordinate. Dongfang Mingwang and the others were so angry that their faces turned pale. However, the members of the Yi family were all smiles as they shouted excitedly. Haha. Qin Feng, oh Qin Feng, you never dreamed that this day would come, right? Let's see if you still dare to act tough in front of me in the future. From now on you're my dog. Yi Zhenlong grinned. Qin Duo, wanted to slap him. What are you waiting for? Kneel and kowtow to Beishuan. It's your fortune to be able to follow the Yi family in the future. Yi Zhenxing scolded as if he was lecturing a servant. Yi Xing straightened his back with an arrogant and complacent look on his face. However, before he could say anything, a gust of wind suddenly sounded out in the air, and several flames flickered as they arrived. Yi Beishuan's expression changed drastically, and before he could act he heard cries of surprise from the crowd. The old man is dead? The Yi family was suddenly in chaos, and the disciples were so scared that they took several steps back. In the middle of the crowd, Yi Zhenxing and Yi Zhenlong, who had been so proud of themselves just a second ago, suddenly fell to the ground. Their bodies were stained with blood, and the air was filled with the smell of burnt blood. A few of the Yi family women could not help but vomit. True dragon? You don't scare me, wake up. Yi Xing's eyeballs dropped to the ground and he stared at the scene in front of him in disbelief. Yi Zhenlong and Yi Zhenxing were already dead. Their heads rolled a few meters away and the wounds on their necks were already charred. This demonic method of killing made everyone feel suffocated. The atmosphere suddenly became strange, and the originally arrogant Yi family members were scared to the point of shivering. Qin Feng's newly integrated fire blade martial skill was extremely powerful, and his speed was too fast. Other than Yi Beixian, no one in the inner court knew that he was the one who killed Yi Zhenxing and Yi Zhenlong. You dare to kill under my nose? I want you to die a horrible death." The arrogant Yi Beixian was truly enraged. Veins popped on his face. Although he was taken away by his master to the Dark Ice sect to cultivate when he was 3 years old, the blood of the Yi family still flowed in his veins. Now that his grandfather and cousin were dead, how could he let Qin Feng go so easily? Rumble. Yi Beixian struck with his palm and the air instantly exploded. A purple dagger flew out from the sleeve of his white robe, and with a flash, it instantly shot towards the center of Qin Feng's eyebrows. Zoosh. It was as if 2 balls of fire were burning as they carried Qin Feng into the air. The Yi family members were shocked and they looked up at the sky in disbelief. They were all ordinary people and they were scared half to death by Qin Feng's flying skill. "Brat, you have a great sage gold equipment? Huh. I'm in luck today and this pair of firestorm wheels is mine." Yi Beixian was stunned by the appearance of the golden whirlwind wheels. In the next moment he exerted force from the soles of his feet, and in an instant he turned into a ray of white light and flew into the sky. Whoosh! The seemingly light and casual move of the sword quickly condensed into a long rainbow. The sword chi streaked across the sky like a meteor, and it fell towards the place where Qin Feng was floating. Rumble! Qin Feng punched and instantly, a thunderous roar and a tiger's roar resounded in the sky. The dense true chi formed a huge fist mark, and the fist mark was filled with turbulent sword chi. The 2 true chi collided in the sky and the sound was deafening as if thunder had fallen from the sky. The Yi family members who were standing on the ground were scared out of their wits. This was not a battle between humans, it was more like the descent of gods. Dongfang Mingwang was also shocked. It was rare for him to see Qin Feng fight with his full strength. Now Qin Feng's strength was dozens of streets ahead of him. However, more than half a year ago, Qin Feng couldn't even defeat a stage 6 inner chi expert, and was forced to hide in provincial capital university as a teacher. It was Dongfang Mingwang who secretly protected him. The solitary 9 swords was profound and exquisite, and the sharp sword chi forced Yi Beixian to retreat. His white robe was torn a few times and some of his hair fell to the ground. "Brat, you've been hiding your strength? Go to hell." Yi Beixian was battered and exhausted and he was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. After he landed on the ground he leaped into the air and swung his sword again. Whoosh! This time the sword was obviously more powerful and it cut the air in half. In the vacuum, a solid purple sword shadow was formed. It contained a violent aura, and it looked as if it was going to split the sky. Rumble! Another earth-shattering explosion sounded. Facing Yi Beixian's sword, Qin Feng stood on the golden whirlwind wheel and hovered in the air. He waved his hand and suddenly, a golden sword chi that was 100 meters long appeared in front of him. The power of the golden phoenix was so powerful that Yi Beixian's expression changed drastically. However, his body was in the air and it was too late for him to retreat. The sword chi landed on the ground and a crack appeared in the Dongfang court's inner courtyard. Many houses and buildings collapsed, and the disciples of the Yi family who were slow to react were directly smashed into pieces in the explosion. Yi Beixian had already been hit by the sword chi and he fell into a deep pit on the ground. It was unknown whether he was dead or alive. Qin Feng's sword chi had completely turned the situation around, and Dongfang Qing and the others were dumbfounded. Big brother Beixian is dead? The few remaining disciples of the Yi family hid in a corner and shivered. No one even dared to check on Yi Beixian's injuries. It's over, it's over. Once Beixian is dead, our Yi family will be completely annihilated. I told you not to provoke the Dongfang court and not to provoke Qin Feng's prestige. The people of the Yi family were so complacent before, but now their intestines were green with regret. Qin Feng didn't care about these ants at all. With a flash of golden light he landed at the edge of the huge pit. Yi Beixian lay at the bottom of the pit. His white robe was tattered and stained with blood. He no longer had the carefree and arrogant attitude from before, and his face was covered in dirt like a stray dog. Seeing Qin Feng standing on the ground, a hint of fear flashed through Yi Beishuan's eyes. He was truly afraid of that sword qi. I really didn't think that there would be a true qi level 4 expert in the secular world. Who are you? Yi Beixian quickly calmed down and he began to doubt Qin Feng's identity. Could it be that this person was also a disciple of an absolute sect? Didn't you already know before you came? I'm from the capital's Qin Manor. Qin Feng said indifferently. You're so young yet you're able to step into true qi level 4. Clearly you're also a disciple of an absolute sect. I'm from the mysterious ice sect. Which sect are you from? I advise you not to act recklessly. How about we end this here? When Yi Beixian came he was so arrogant and domineering. He looked as if he wanted to destroy the Dongfeng family, force Dongfeng Qing Shui to marry into the Yi family, and make Qin Feng a servant of the Yi family. Now he was asking for peace. Qin Feng sneered. Why would he ask for peace with Yi Beixian? With a slap of his hand, several fire blades fell and went straight for Yi Beishuan's head. Rumble. A muffled explosion sounded and Yi Beishuan's palm flew up. Suddenly the cold air on his body surged and the surrounding temperature dropped to -30 degrees. A thick layer of ice formed in the huge pit, and a cold air shot towards Qin Feng's chest. Yi Beixian took the opportunity to jump out of the Dongfeng court. This sneak attack was too sudden and everyone was dumbfounded. Qin Feng felt a cold air running amok in his body. The cold air was so strong that he shivered all over, and he didn't even have the strength to chase after Yi Beixian. Oh, brother Qin Feng, what's wrong? Is there ice on your body? Qin Duo Air suddenly woke up and ran to Qin Feng's side. The members of the Yi clan stared at each other and shrank into a corner. They were all depressed. Yi Beixian actually abandoned everyone and ran away by himself? Wasn't this guy too cowardly? Oh no, I'm afraid Qin Feng has been poisoned. Hurry and help him into the house. Dongfeng Mingwang was experienced and knowledgeable and his expression was solemn. The mysterious ice sect that Yi Beixian came from mainly focused on cold techniques, and all the disciples had an extremely cold aura in their bodies. Because Yi Beixian was born with a cold constitution, he was chosen by the great elder of the mysterious ice sect and brought back to the sect to be trained. In the moment of danger he used the sect's ultimate skill to slap the cold poison into Qin Feng's body. This cold air was so strong that Qin Feng, who was a true Qi stage martial artist, was able to withstand it. If it was an ordinary person they would have frozen to death instantly, and an inner Qi stage martial artist wouldn't have lasted more than an hour. For the fastest and error-free reading, please bookmark this site for the latest. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.